intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Sky's the limit, baby.
BoxingVoice.com.
We don't fight for rings and stuff like that. I don't fear anyone.
En este deporte no se viene a jugar y no le tengo miedo a nadie.
You don't come to play in this sport. I fear no one in this sport.
Does that mean that you will fight Triple G later this year?
Como lo dije en la pelea pasada, ahorita mismo me vuelvo a poner los guantes.
As I said in the last fight, right now I'll put on the gloves again.
¡Viva México!
Canelo wants to unify all the titles.
When did you realize, Andy, that you could take his power?
Because of the Mexican warrior that I am, I got that Mexican blood in me. So, talking about the Mexican style, I just proved it.
BoxingVoice.com.
Ain't no other sight in the game to see the Boxing Voice.
Good morning, TBV, and welcome back to another morning edition. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot of stuff to talk about because we got our main topic where we're going to be talking Eddy Reynoso's fight plan for Canelo Alvarez in 2020. Plus, we got 154-pound contender Charles Conwell from Ohio coming on the show. And we actually have another guest scheduled around 10 o'clock for a little special treat. I ain't even going to butcher his name. We're going to go with Jeff from Hit First Boxing. But yeah, let's talk some Canelo Alvarez and his next two fights that should be taking place this year, 2020, according to his promoter, Eddy Reynoso. So this is what we're going to be talking. If you're interested, you know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1. One time, voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Don't forget, you can add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation. So let's head on out to our co-hosts from around the globe.
It's me, Mario.
Yo, what up, what up, what up? Good to be here this morning. Good to be kicking it with y'all. Yeah, definitely. It's weird how like we keep running into these topics, like, you know what I mean? Like everybody's doing their thing to stay relevant out there, but hey, you know what? One more month, less than a month, in like 2 more weeks actually. We're gonna get real fights again, so it's all good. But what will we get from Canelo this year is the question. And do we like it is the bigger question. We'll chop it all up. What up, Enrique?
What's up, man? Yeah, I just want to say I saw the fight too.
Stay focused, stay working my day.
I saw the fight too.
Boxing Voice.
Because if he comes to fight, then I'm going to have to look for him.
I saw the fight too.
I think you accurate.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the show. I just want to know one thing. David Benavidez, Caleb Plant, are they lesser than Billy Joe Saunders? That's all I came up with. But I also want to shout out Mr. 704, Israel Weber, Carlito, and Stainless, my Patreons, and Nestor Gibbs, of course, part of the community. So I'm about to go private on all of y'all that have been scheming in there for free. But let's go. Let's talk about Eddy Reynoso.
Yeah, man. So according to an interview that he did with Box Aztec, Eddy Reynoso wants two fights for Canelo Alvarez in 2020. Obviously, they wanted to fight in May, Cinco de Mayo, which is a normal, Canelo Alvarez date. And because of the pandemic, it could not happen. So they're looking to come back in September, then again in December. We've seen Canelo fight in December in the past, so that's nothing new. And we know that September is one of his dates. The interesting thing, I believe, is the names that Reynoso mentioned, and they are as followed. And I quote, we realistically want two fights this year. Eddy Reynoso told Mexico's Box Azteca in an interview on Thursday. He said, we couldn't fight in May, so we're looking at September and December. We're talking about possible opponents like Billy Joe Saunders, who is the WBO super middleweight champion, IBF title holder, champion, Caleb Plant, WBC champion, 168-pound, David Benavidez. Those are the possibilities. And he goes on to say that, Golovkin could be the fight for December since, Golovkin has already come out and said that he prefers to fight Sedimenta before fighting Canelo. So, I guess the question really is who gets the Willy Wonka tickets? Sounds like Eddie wants and prefers Golovkin for December. So I think that guess is pretty much off the table as long as we do a backup. Like, all right, well, what if Golovkin prolongs it? Because Golovkin could have had it now, and he said, no, I'm fighting this guy who's really not as mandatory and no one's ever heard of besides the fact that he's fighting Golovkin. So, there is the possibility Golovkin says, I'm not ready in December either. But, excluding that, sounds like December would be Canelo versus Golovkin, which is something that DAZN wants badly. That's what they paid all these guys the big bucks for. So I guess our guess is who gets the September Willy Wonka ticket with Canelo.
That's why I kind of misread the article. I read it while I was running, and I saw that Billy Joe was supposed to happen in May, but now we have Caleb Plant and David Benavidez. I think one of those two are the names to go at it, in America. I think those are the possibilities. So I like all four names. So any of them. But if I were to gamble on who gets the Willy Wonka ticket, I'm going for David Benavidez.
Yeah, look, if I was picking this myself, it would be Caleb Plant and David Benavidez. For the sheer fact of Billy Joe Saunders, I like the fight, but, I feel like he undeserved it after the whole domestic abuse thing. And a joke is a joke is a joke. Obviously, it was a bad one. I'm not saying the man should be, held to the cross and or nothing like that. I know this is cancel culture, and that's not what I'm not into that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't think people should be treated that way. I don't think that, a mistake should identify who you are. At the same time, he's made several mistakes like this. So, but I think it at least should get him out of the running of the biggest fight in boxing today, outside of the heavyweight division, of course. The other fighter was Golovkin, and I don't like Golovkin either anymore. You want to fight your mandatory? Well, then fight 100 of your mandatories then. Then stay fighting your mandatories, old man. Like, I don't want to see you then. Like, what are you talking about? Like, we all went to bat for you to fight for this fight. You had John Skipper constantly on the phone trying to get you and everybody else together to make this fight. Canelo didn't even want to fight you again. They had to fly out and talk him into it. They had to talk him into fighting you. They had to strong arm him. And now you're looking to gift horse in the mouth? Then get out of here.
I think it's the money fight, so I'm going to say that. But I take my answer back. I really want Caleb Plant to fight Canelo. I just remember how I saw Caleb Plant look like a Canelo. So that would be the bigger fight if it ain't Golovkin to me. That's the fight I want.
I would say Golovkin's the money fight, too, in the sense that they already got the money. You know what I mean? So that's, yeah, I would agree.
Why are you...
People argue.
It sounds like you are dismissing Plant and Benavidez.
No, he went for Plant.
Wait, who are you talking to? Me or Enrique?
You.
Me?
Mario said I would Plant.
But he said like he would rather, but then you said realistically, right? Did you still go with Plant as your realistic option?
Oh, who I actually think I didn't say. I think it's honestly going to be BJS and Golovkin. I don't even think we're going to get Plant. But if I could choose myself, I would rather it be Plant and Benavidez. So, because like I said, I think BJS talked himself out the fight with that nonsense, and I think Golovkin is just tripping. I think he's.
Yeah, but now,
I don't even want to. It makes me frustrated.
But basically, now Billy Joe comes back around, is what you're saying. It's like, all right, he didn't get it in September. COVID happened. he got a slap on the wrist. He gets it in September now. I mean, he
I
didn't
think
get it
so.
in May. He
I
didn't get it
think
in May.
so.
So it's in September.
I think so, because it's really hard to assume that he fights a 168-pounder with these young lions and then is ready to come back in December.
I just don't know, why don't we believe the offers, not offers, because there's nothing new been sent out, but Plant has acknowledged an offer. So I don't know, why would people assume like, oh, he's not fighting Plant or Benavidez. Like it was in the media heavily that he was interested in Plant, and Plant didn't want it coming right out of his mandatory. He wanted more time, and this certainly is more time. Certainly.
Yeah, I think that it's not even that. I think he's definitely acknowledged it, and they definitely have talked. And look, we had his manager on, here, and he told us that, that they would entertain it, or his trainer, I'm sorry. And they said that they would entertain the offer and that they were always ready to fight him. It wasn't about that. It was about the time in which he had to get ready. And so, I just think that BJS is done. They were ready to fight. So that's the easier fight to just let's continue with it. Obviously, Canelo was happy with the terms. You know what I mean? So, and then with Golovkin, I feel like the same thing. They already has that fight ready. John Skipper flew to Canelo and strong-armed him into, agreeing to fight Golovkin because he didn't want to. And with Golovkin looking him in a gift horse in the mouth, I feel like, well, then forget him. But at the end of the day, those two fights are the ones that I see most likely. But, if he were to fight Plant and Benavidez, what would that do for his legacy? Two young, hungry lions that are above his weight class. I mean, he would go down as an all-time great. He already is. I don't
know, man. I don't know. What would it do for his legacy? You know what I mean? Like, Plant and Benavidez aren't more accomplished than Jamal Charlo.
True.
True. And I'm not trying to make a case. I'm not trying to make a case, but at least Charlo can say he's a 2-division champ. I don't know, man. Like,
I'm on it. I'm either not woke or on something, but I'm on what Mario's on about Caleb Plant and David Benavidez doing something for his legacy, because they are younger and hungry and
but they younger
weight.
and hungry, but they not accomplished yet. Like, Benavidez,
well, this is the opportunity to get the exposure to accomplish something, Devin Haney is not accomplished yet, and we boast about him. We rave about Ryan Garcia. He's not accomplished yet.
Damn, Cash.
Yeah, but we're not raving about Devin Haney. First of all, Devin Haney was supposed to fight the man in his division because he was the mandatory to fight the man in his division. So that's where the raving comes. It's like, wow, why didn't Vasil just fight him? Why'd Vasil, accept franchise? Why'd they, make him, elevate him? It's a little different, I
don't know that it is different the way that he put it, because it's like you have these two guys that we recognize as two of the best in that division, and ultimately we are looking forward to a clash between the two. If he were to go up and take them on, like, that's not his division at the end of the day. Like, so I don't know if it looks like it's certainly not a duck to suggest that not fighting Charlo and moving up and fighting Caleb Plant and David Benavidez, especially if it were back-to-back, were to be anything but daring and brave. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I'm with Kaz on, man. I think, honestly, the way Enrique just said it, it opened my mind to the way that I see it now. Because before, it was like Plant David Benavidez for me were just on the outside looking in, good fights that I'd want, that I could maybe get one day. And now it's like, whoa, he's absolutely right, bro. Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, people talk already trying to get Boots Ennis inside the ring with Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if this dude is moving up, the champion is moving up, the champion is going to 168 and daring to be great, bro. Man, I don't know. It's like him fighting Lara and Trout but he's a welterweight.
Look, man, I think Plant is one of the bigger fights. Like, in terms of numbers, but I think that they would serve each other better to fight one another and Canelo fight them, right? So Plant and Benavidez face each other like they supposed to. The way they were already That's their trajectory already, you know? So that the winner does get the Canelo fight and it's bigger. They're bringing something to the table. They're legitimately number one in that division outside of the money man, Canelo. But right now, it's the way it is, fragmented. It's WBO Billy Joe, IBF Caleb, and WBC David Benavidez, and then you got Canelo as the WBA, right? Is he even the super, or is it Callum Smith? Canelo's not even the super. Canelo's just the guy. He's just the money fight. So it's what I'm saying. The division is fragmented into 5 people. Someone needs to fight each other so that we could at least have a clear number one, you know? And even there, you might not get it, because look at Earl. Earl has already unified, and they don't want to call him number one. There's a debate. So, will there be a debate if Caleb unifies with David Benavidez and the winner is unified champion?
It could, but at the end of the day, it still doesn't. Like, if Billy Joe Saunders, who I'm not saying, he's obviously had a much longer tenure in boxing at the top than Caleb Plant and David Benavidez, but they're all champions at the end of the day. You know what I mean? They're all champions, and if he's gonna go up, then it has to be the 4 guys that hold those 4 titles, Caleb Smith being one of them as well, like you said, and Canelo representing the regular WBA super middleweight champion. Like, I just think it makes sense for any one of them if he's going to go up. Like, who else would he fight at super middleweight? And for him to make it the current IBF and current WBC and also the current 2 top American heavyweight fighters in the super middleweight division, it just changes the perspective, I think, for where Canelo's legacy is. And, guys that call in like JT and guys that call in like J Mac and say that, Canelo's taking on nothing but the old guys. This would definitely, I don't agree with that. But at the same time, I know that is a discussion that happens. I know that is, something that's said. And so this would completely annihilate that argument from existence. It would be huge.
I agree kind of that David Benavidez should face Caleb Plant to fight for that factory ticket or franchise fight, right? But right now, Billy Joe Saunders, he's a WBO champion, right? Right or wrong? So anyway, there's still Caleb Plant and David Benavidez also belt holders. So what makes Billy Joe Saunders eligible? No one has that answer. That's a good
question.
What do you mean? What makes him eligible?
What makes him above Caleb Plant and David Benavidez?
He's a 2-division champion as well. He was a champ at 60. He was a champ at 68. And he's got more names on his resume. Caleb Plant only beat Jose Uzcategui, Mike Lee, and now Feisenbutz. Like, we could pump the brakes. He's great. He's in his prime, and he's conditioned. The fight would be big with him. Like, it's funny. We did a post on the Boxing Voice Instagram 7 days ago, and I said, what should be Plant's first pay-per-view? And obviously, there's some Canelos, but not nearly as much as Benavidez. That's just something that the world was already expecting. But he is a popular person. He is a popular person. The fight would be big with he and Canelo if he skipped David Benavidez, which he could, because if you're his managers, do you want to risk the Benavidez when there's a potential Willy Wonka ticket with Canelo? Right. If you lose to Canelo, it's okay. If you lose to Benavidez, was Jose Sr. right?
Possibly. So now listen. So now you bring up the ticket. That to me, ticket means money, right? So now it has to, right. So now it means like, who makes fights, right? Business in boxing. So who's the bigger business? And that's why I opened up by saying, is Caleb and David Benavidez lesser of Billy Joe Saunders? What's the bigger business, which will make sense after Golovkin?
I think the smaller business is Billy Joe.
Oh, really?
First of all, I don't know, could they do Billy Joe? Is Billy Joe in America? Isn't there a travel ban? Will it be lifted for
but
September?
let's get that out of it. Let's keep that out the equation.
Well, now we can't because it's as early as September, which is around the corner. We're talking 4 months away.
Well, if you think about it, September, right? This is based off of Broadway theaters. They're opening up in September. They have audience. I'm assuming at that point, travel bans are lifted. So Billy Joe may be able to travel in September to America.
Maybe. But if he travels to America, Liam Smith, Billy Joe, what's the difference? And that's what I mean. If you're Golden Boy, the bigger fight is the guy that's been fighting on Fox and doing $1 million. Billy Joe's ever done $1 million? Like, who's Billy Joe in America? No disrespect. Is he the better resume? Absolutely. That's the win that the people that criticize Canelo about not fighting people in his prime, that's the win that he'll get credit for, because Billy is considered a master boxer. Billy Joe has been in the ring and beaten Chris Eubank, who we are saying will be the gateway fight to superstardom for Jamal. And Billy already beat him. Billy already beat David Lemieux. You know, Billy got some names under his resume. And I think he does legitimize, in history, Canelo's resume. If you beat Billy Joe, a two-time, two-division champion in his prime, why not?
All right, so you painted the picture. Billy Joe Saunders is the bigger risk, the less reward.
Less reward in America for sure, for me, in my eyes. I see David Benavidez on September would be exactly what you expect it to be. A Mexican celebration. Yo, La Bandera Roja comes out, they go crazy. I was live at Texas for Earl fight. He was on the undercard. They go bananas. And if he gets that Canelo fight, Las Vegas will be Mexico.
Right. Nah, and believe me, if that's his first fight, first Mexican independent weekend after the lift of COVID, hell yeah, that's a big event.
Huge.
You're absolutely right. Huge. And that was the perspective that I gave it when I chose David Benavidez. Then I went all hardcore inside to the essence of boxing, like, Caleb Plant would be the bigger threat. I don't know if Billy Joe Saunders, but everybody's going to be wanting to see Billy Joe Saunders. So my real combination is Caleb, David, Billy. But if I go boxing money, right, I'm going to say business, rather boxing business, I'm going to say David Benavidez, Billy Joe Saunders, Caleb Plant.
Yo,
So,
that's your order?
I don't know if I could say that Billy Joe would be.
What?
That's your order? David, Billy.
That's my business order.
Really? What's the business sense in throwing Billy in the middle?
Because I think me automatically thought Billy was the business part of boxing, and that's why.
I think
first.
I think Billy could have earned himself. First of all, he was gonna get the Cinco de Mayo shot in America because Canelo don't care.
True.
He don't care. He gonna do what he do regardless of your name. His numbers come through. But I'm just saying bigger fights, and what would have the lesser draw in my opinion in terms of tickets sold, it would be Billy. But Canelo could flip the script on us. He could flip the script on us and take it. Hold on one second, bad. He could flip the script and take it to the UK in another time, not during this pandemic. You know what I mean?
Right.
Listen, real quick, I got our first guest
ahead.
on the line. Sorry,
Awesome.
Mario, I didn't know.
No problem.
But he's there. Charles Conwell, how are you? Good morning. And how are you feeling, brother?
Oh, man, I'm feeling good. Thanks for having me on the show this morning.
Thank you, man. So we got a couple of staple questions we like to ask people, obviously because of the pandemic. We, want to make sure you're not being affected personally or anyone in your intermediate family during this, during these times.
Oh, yeah. All my family and friends are safe, so I'm just glad and thankful for that. Everybody staying inside, doing their social distancing as much as they can.
Beautiful, man. Great news. So I guess the other staple little question we have is, what exactly is Mr. Conwell doing to stay in shape during this time? What are you allowed? Because we've interviewed people daily, and Some people still sparring, some are not. Some people just running, some are staying away, some have private gyms. What is your situation?
We got a private gym, so we still training and sparring. We ain't doing no sparring. We outside of the house yet, but we still doing the regular thing. Because they own their own private gym, so we still rocking on like it's regular.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, I'm going to bombard you with a few before I pass you to Mario because I know that you had just came back in I believe it was February, and you got one off, and you were scheduled to main event, but then this pandemic hit, man. I don't know. Do you think you're going to come right back to a main event? And how disappointing was that? Because that would have been your first main event, correct?
Yes. Yeah, I think I'm gonna come back main event sometime this year, probably like the end of July, early August, sometime. I feel like I'm gonna come back main event again, but yeah, I definitely was disappointed, man. Putting in all that training and stuff, and then not too far before the fight date, it gets canceled. So it's just like starting all the way over again for the same thing. It was unmotivating to hear, but I'm glad to be back after all of what's happening out here. So I'm happy with that.
Now, Charles, you're still young, and you know at 12-0 with nine KOs, it's impressive, and you had some momentum. You know, you beat some guys like Patrick Day. These are things that are really good, but at the same time, you are still at where you're at in your career, right? But moving forward, because of this, do you feel like you're going to have to speed things up? Do you feel like there's going to be more pressure for you to move along a little faster to make up for time?
Like you said, I really can't answer that question. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm behind or anything, but like you said, I'm so young. I don't feel like I'm behind, but I did want to accomplish some things that the pandemic have stopped me or slowed me down from doing. Like, I wanted to get a certain number of fights this year, but it's not going to happen. So I just want to get back active, stay on like a 3 month, every 3 months or every however so often to fight again. I'm tired of sitting on the sidelines and just sitting on the sidelines and not really fighting as much as I want to.
Yeah, I feel you, man. Listen, and that's the answer I was hoping for too. Like I feel like guys in your position, even though it might be frustrating, even though the time keeps going by, I feel like you still don't have to rush, and especially at your age. That said, you've already made the move up to 10 rounds. So it does seem like you're even moving a lot faster than normal for guys in your position. So what do you think those next steps are before you're ready for a championship caliber fight?
Fighting those ex-world champions, those contenders, those ex-world title challengers, and people like that. Build my resume and just keep looking good doing it. Keep dominating, keep winning in impressive fashion. So that's the only thing I really can do. Like, just the only thing any fighter can really do is just keep winning and keep winning impressively and just keep doing their thing.
So, Charles, man, I had read that, before this whole thing hit us, you were looking to get a title shot by 2021, man. Is that correct?
Yes.
Anyone in particular or any sanctioning body route you was, I guess favoring?
I said the IBF because I won that small title, the USBA title, and that's a small IBF title, and I'm already ranked in the IBF, so the IBF title, whoever would be holding me at that time, I'd probably shot for that one.
Right now, that's Jason Rosario, if I'm correct, right?
Right. Yes.
What did you think of the fight with he and J-Rock, Julian Williams?
I thought it was a good fight. I felt like J-Rock slept on him before the fight. I think personally, I think he really thought that Rosario wasn't on his level and he got a wake up call. But let him say he had some prior injuries or whatnot. So I don't know if that was a real J-Rock or not, but he definitely surprised me with that, the KO.
Now, with that same logic, if that were the case, wouldn't he have taken the immediate rematch?
Yeah, but I heard he said that he was injured, so hopefully he
Oh.
might take it. Yeah, I heard he was injured or he had to go do surgery or something like that. So. But I'm just a blog reader, man. I don't really know. I can't really tell you. I'm not no personally, but I just read what people post putting out there.
So I'm interested in knowing how you hooked up with David McWaters, man.
Mhm. Me and Dave split T. He met me. Well, I actually met him while I was in the amateurs. It was a coach in my city. He was real impressed with me, and he knew Dave already. Dave wasn't like a big shot like how he is now though, so it was kind of skeptical, talking to him and stuff like that. But once I got to know him and talk to him and just hear his vision for me and for his company, I think we matched up perfectly.
That's funny to hear you say he wasn't like a big shot like he is now, because I've been saying that for some time now, bro, that he's like turning into the new Al.
Yeah, he's starting to get everybody now. He got a lot of the newer generation, man. So I'm just happy. I was happy to be one of the first ones that broke the gate.
For sure. So we got some Patreon questions. I don't know if my co-host Mario, you got anything before I go to the people?
No, you had just asked it. You're good.
All right. Well, I'm going to go to Earthquake, who asks, hey, Charles, Earthquake from Brooklyn. Thank you, Earthquake. I never knew that. Thanks for coming on the show. Who do you see winning in a fight between Jermell Charlo and Jason Rosario, and why?
I feel like Charlo will win. I feel like Charlo has. I just feel like Charlo gonna win. I feel like he's more athletic. He's more like strong. I don't know. I just feel like he got more experience at that level, at the world stage level. I just feel like Charlo win.
All right.
I feel like he'll dominate Rosario in person. Fights.
Next one is from Carlito in the UK that says, what's good, Charles? First, I got to say, I hope you keeping strong. Very few go through what you have at this early stage of your career. I think you're ready for a title shot now. So, which one of the champs at 54 is looking like food? Love and blessings from London.
Thanks, man. I actually my shot at Patrick Teixeira and Jason Rosario.
Nice. Two dudes with upset losses, man. So that shows ballsiness for sure. I mean, upset wins. Upset wins. We got Brandon in Cincinnati that says, any local rappers from Cleveland we need to be looking out for?
Rappers?
Yep.
Anybody from Cleveland, man. I feel like we're very slept on. So anybody from Cleveland that you even hear of, I think you should give them a chance and just hear them out. They might got some fire for you.
All right. We got Trey who says, what up, champ? What do you think about a matchup with Patrick Teixeira, which you just answered?
I feel like he slept on a little bit. I think his awkwardness is always going to be a problem for a lot of people. So I feel like he's like the weakest champion because he's the newest one. And he was the most slept on. But I think he'll give a lot of people a hard fight because of his awkward style and how long he is in southpaw. So I think it'd be a good fight, though. I think I'll definitely win.
Do you think the height would be an issue for you? Because I feel like he's a little taller than you, or you guys match up well.
No, he's taller than me for sure. I've been fighting tall people my whole career, so I ain't really tripping like how most people would be.
All right. Next one is from Sony in Brooklyn as well, I think, or New York for sure. Says, no. Isn't he from Cincinnati? I'm lost now, Sony, but he'll tell us later. Hello, champ. I'm sure with the current situation of boxing, it's kind of frustrating, but hope this will give you some kind of mental relaxation. The brass at TBV has put together on a Saturday show called TBV in the Booth Freestyle Battles at 10 a.m. in Eastern. Here's the catch. The participants must freestyle in boxing-related format. Question: if you're not busy on Saturday, can you tune in and send Ness a text with your vote on the winner of the battle?
Yeah, that's for sure. If you just give me a reminder and send it to me, I'll definitely tune in and pick a winner.
All right.
Oh, we got a special guest judge on Saturday.
We got James Valdez that says, I see you were born in Detroit and fight out of Cleveland. Seems to me that a fight with you and Tony Harrison would be a big fight in Detroit. What do you think about that fight? A win over Harrison would definitely raise your stock.
Man, I love my boy Harrison, man. To be honest, he's like one of the only people that was in my weight class that really give me some work. So I love Tony, but one day if it happens, I won't shy away from it. But me and my boy Tony real close. He always help me out. I always help him out.
All right. Next one is from Rel in Detroit that says, after your fight, let me see. All right. I don't know. You don't have to answer this if you don't want, but Rel in Detroit wants to know if after your fight with Patrick Day, were you able to go to the service and pay respects with his family? And he says, you're a future champ without a doubt.
Nah, I didn't get to go. I wanted to go, but then again, I didn't want to go because I know emotion was real hot there, and it was still fresh on everybody, so I really didn't want to go there and just feel like, I feel like it would have been a little awkward.
No problem. Hey, champion, listen, man, if that's something you don't want to talk about, it's all good. I know you probably want to put it behind you and stay focused on your future. We understand. We're not trying to pry. We're going to move on to the next question. We got English Pros that says, Ness, it's Mikey twice. To the champ. What up, champ? You came back and got into a war with Ramses. Loved how you tripled up those body shots. Who do you think would win in a body blow match if you went up against EJ, Earl Spence? By the way, if it was cool, if it was cool, would you dedicate a match to Patrick Day? And did you think it was a bad sign seeing the corner man falling out the ring at the bell? Do you remember the corner man falling out the ring?
That.
Yeah, that was my coach. I didn't even get to see it. I just seen when I just heard it, basically. Yeah, I didn't get to see it at the game.
That's crazy.
I just turned around and he was up.
So who will win a body shot match with you and Earl?
Come on, man, me. I'm going with me all day. I can't say nobody else. I got to go with me.
For sure.
It'd be a good matchup.
We got George Foster in the UK who says, what have you been working on the most over the past couple of years to improve your style and performance?
Man, to be honest, I just work on my defense. I don't work on my defense a lot because the pro game different, man. Them gloves real little. You get hit with something playing on there, it ain't going to be hard for you to go down. So I've been working on my defense and just being all around better, just boxer, like just moving my boxing basically, and just pacing myself. Because in the pros, you said the rounds get real long, so you gotta learn to pace yourself too.
All right, we got King Born in New York. He says, "Hey champ, how do you see?" No, excuse me. Who do you see winning in the fight between Jerron Boots Ennis and Danny Garcia?
I'm with my boy Boots, man. I'm rocking with the newer generation. Plus, I feel like Boots is more versatile than Danny Garcia. But Danny Garcia is a champ, though. Don't get it wrong. He got good fundamentals. He's always stayed true to himself and with the catching counters and whatnot. So I think it'll be a good fight. But I'm gonna go with my boy Boots because I'm rocking with the new generation.
All right. We got Teddy B that says, has somebody from Cleveland, no, excuse me, as somebody from Cleveland that has spent a lot of time in Toledo area, what do you miss the most about Cleveland when you're away?
My family and friends, to be honest. That's like the biggest part is leave my family and friends back behind. But other than that, I just be chilling though. I don't really do much anyway. So I just stay with my family and friends and probably went to the mall. So I don't do it. That's basically probably it.
All right. We got J Mac in New Orleans that says Demetrius Andrade at 160. Terrence Crawford at 147, and they are both being avoided. Are they just fighting nobody? Nestor Kids believes that they not fighting nobody. I believe they both have been avoided. Terrence at 147 and Andre at 160.
Andre, I feel like he hasn't really fought anybody. I feel like he was the right promoter though, who got a lot of 160-pound champions or got a lot of connections with the 160-pound division. So I feel like his numbers ain't big enough. Nobody really want to fight him because his numbers ain't really that big. But I definitely think he's good though. And Terrence Crawford, basically I feel like he in the same situation. I just feel like he on the wrong team though. He was top ranked, so I don't think he'll never get a lot of play because he was top ranked, and top ranked don't have a lot of welterweights. So I feel like a lot of people don't want to risk losing their belt to another company and giving their belt up to somebody else.
I hear you, man. I'm glad that you understand the business of boxing, unlike J Mac, man. He asks everyone that question, but he doesn't get it. But listen, Mr. Conwell, those are all our questions and the people's questions. So we do want to ask you, if you can, to give out any social media. I have been screen sharing your Instagram for those watching us on YouTube Live. But I also want you to just go ahead and verbally give that out. And want to thank you again for coming on the show and talking a little bit of boxing with us.
Oh, yeah, no doubt, man. All my social medias are at Charles Conwell. No spaces, no underscores, man. Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
All right, brother. Well, thank you for coming on, and we want to get you back on as soon as you have something that we could announce to the people.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. I definitely hear you guys up. I appreciate the time, too.
No problem. Thank you again. There you have it, ladies and gents. Up-and-coming contender, Charles Conwell. And I definitely say contender. You know, you would figure 12-0, possibly prospect status, but obviously the win over Patrick Day catapults him into that contender status. And, you know, I love that he said that there's no rush because there isn't. You know, that division is still working itself out. And you know, it would be good to see him get some fights in there with some names. You know, I threw around Willie Nelson's name to the last 154-pounder we just
that's right
interviewed. And that's an all-out Ohio affair for Conwell. Maybe that's something that they can do. But he looks like he's going to be on Showtime. He was scheduled to main event on a ShowBox event on Showtime. So it would probably serve them right to seek out a Willie Nelson, you know what I mean? Because most bigger names have a platform that they're contracted to.
Yeah, I mean, you know, obviously it would be after a ShowBox appearance because, you know, Willie ain't going back to ShowBox. But, yeah, that's why I was really curious to see what he would say.
Really?
In terms of
whoa. Really? And this is not, I'm not trying to, like, get a black hole debate or a rabbit hole debate, but you don't think Willie will go back to, I mean, when's the last time he fought, champ? I mean, can he really?
I feel you, but I feel like ShowBox is definitely for a particular type of fighter. And I feel like it's almost like a disservice to even try to offer Willie that fight at ShowBox. It's nothing wrong for guys that are 12-0, 15-0, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like there's two types of fighters that fight on ShowBox. The dudes on their way up or the dudes already
What Willie
down.
You think I'm talking Nelson.
Yeah, so am I. Willie Nelson.
Bro, I haven't found him on BoxRec yet, but I don't think Willie Nelson has had a fight in mad long. Like, you kidding me?
I mean, nah, I feel you, but I just don't think that I don't think it's a time thing with that. I think that it's, I don't know. I mean, I just feel like ShowBox and
June.
It would be different. It was like boxing after dark type thing. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He fought June 2019.
Man, that ain't even
and
that
it was
long ago.
And it was in a community center, bro.
Oh damn! Cause see, I was about to say, bro, I thought it was way longer than that, and it's because he hadn't fought since 2017 before that. So that's what it is.
Yeah,
but
like he would
man,
jump
he's been
at
in the ring with Andrade, Harrison, Martirosyan. Like this man's showbox days are behind him. Like I mean, now you set him all the way up to be an opponent, and I don't think that's what
I don't think it's
like
about showbox, man. I think it's about pay, man. If showbox is gonna pay him what he's, willing
I just don't
to
think
accept,
they got that budget. I don't know.
You don't think?
I don't know. I'm not saying Willie deserve. Willie's gonna get all this money, but he deserves some for real, bro. You gotta put more respect on his name.
I'm not trying to devalue Willie Nelson.
No, I don't
I'm
think
just
you are
saying.
either.
I just think that Espinoza made it clear. There's quotes out there that Showtime is coming back with a little bit of a bang this year. Is what
more
they
sauce to him.
Yeah,
I feel you.
That's what they intend. Now, whether that means the showbox budget can increase, but I think that again, you'll get a Willie Nelson on the cheap. He ain't been in the ring. He needs the money. Not that he needs it, but like he's a fighter that hasn't been fighting. He's gonna want the money, and it's back on TV, and he knows that. His last 2 fights ain't been on TV, bro.
Yo, if they rebrand Showbox like kind of the way that it all sounds like, they want to do with Espinoza's quotes, which I'm having a hard time remembering exactly what they were, but I remember the ones you're talking about. And we actually had a show on it. And I think Showbox could be a great platform if they rebrand it to come back and be like that boxing after dark to what World Championship Boxing was for HBO, but ESPN was even like a different platform where it was like, yes, they got these fights at a certain level, but every once in a while they gave you like a banger. You know what I mean? And yeah, towards the end of Friday Night Fights, it was much, much worse fights than that. But that's the way Friday Night Fights was always to me. But Showbox was always a developmental show. You know what I'm saying? And the guys that belonged on there for me were developmental. Yeah, we had veterans on there before, but you got to look at what kind of veterans we had and where they were at that stage. I'm not saying Willie Nelson is not in a stage that's, should generate millions and millions of dollars. But at the same time, I feel like everything he's done up until this point, he surpasses that level. And unless you're going to completely all the way make him, a gatekeeper in like the worst sense of the word too, not just like a gatekeeper, like, oh, this is a tough guy to get by on your road up. No, like a gatekeeper, like, bro, this guy is done. You want a name on your record? Go get him. And I just don't think Willie Nelson's there. And I've always been a fan of that dude too. So maybe it's me talking as a fan, as opposed to being a person who understands the business. I just don't think Showbox can afford him at their current rate and where they are now. Rebranding, moving forward, possibly, but we'll still have to see. I think it's a good fight though. Either way, I love that fight. Just maybe not for Showbox.
I think someone in the chat said in-house. So I'm gonna go with Billy Joe Saunders getting the ticket because in-house, post pandemic. So I kind of need I kind of believe that that's the route that they're going to go. Something that's in the zone, versus sending an offer out for something that becomes a little bit more difficult to do, a little bit more expensive during this time where, recouping is not 100%, I guess, certain.
Yeah, I don't know. I look, and I'm just gonna go with my final thoughts because I know we got our next guest in 3 minutes, and Enrique got to give his final thoughts too. So I'm gonna make it really quick. All I'm gonna say is that I think that the business of boxing is gonna dictate what fights are next, as opposed to what the fans want, and that's the way it always works. So despite the fact that I feel like David Benavidez and Caleb Plant should be thrown in there, at least one of them, we should get an old guard fight, but we should also get a new guard fight. I just don't think it happens.
Yeah, my final thought is I instantly went towards Billy Joe Saunders because I thought he was the money, the money fight for out of all the three. That's why I called David Benavidez and Caleb Plant the lesser of. But I would love to see Caleb Plant versus versus Canelo Alvarez, just because I feel like he's the bigger threat, if you ask me. He's a title holder in one division, doesn't matter to me. He is accomplished like that. So, yeah, I think he would be the bigger threat. So, as a big, real fight threat, I'm going Caleb Plant. Money, attraction, Billy Joe Saunders.
Yeah, I'm being told I got some audio, bro, but it's like 4 minutes long, and it's I don't know where.
What is it?
It's Eddie kind of confirming, that Billy Joe's already agreed to the terms, but his terms were probably agreed to way back for the May fight, and he's just kind of on the shelf waiting for Canelo to make the decision what route he's going.
I wonder why. Who brought that up right now? Or who sent that to you?
Rob.
Yeah, because I wonder. The only reason I asked is because I was on Twitter last night after the show, and there were a few people talking about the contract and the deal, and that it had something on it. And like I really didn't even look. I was super tired, had to wake up super early, so I got rest. But I'm wondering if maybe that was something new. It's probably not. I probably misread everything, but it's funny you said that. I was like, whoa, did he just come out and say that? But either way, it does make it, definitely kind of weird that, it's a contract, and a contract that's done is something. We got our next guest. What up, Jeff?
What up?
What up, big boys?
Jeff, how are you, brother?
Don't try to survive, man. Stay above water. What up, Ness?
So you're in Poland right now?
In Poland, I could say for the past year on and off, as a U.S. citizen, I was born in America, I could only be here for 90 days, for 3 months. I'm working on getting my Polish citizen. My father was born in Poland. I was born in the U.S., so I'm working on getting my citizenship. It's in action, everything like that. So I could only be here for 90 days, but because of the coronavirus situation, until they, uplift
the travel ban?
Travel ban?
The travel ban and everything like that. Then after when they uplift that, then I could come back home. But pretty much this is my home right here. I mean, this is where I'm staying here. My mission is, like I said to you, Ness, man. I've been talking about this for years, man. Poland is in a situation of the amateur boxing. It's a bad program. There is no program out here. The last time Poland won any medal at the Olympics was 28 years ago. So if you do the mathematics, where right now the team that they have is most of the guys are 27, 28 years old. It's a real bad team, though, man. There's like the worst thing is, this is the best thing, man. The whole world has moved forward. They allow kids to box at age of 8. In Poland, you can get your book at 14. I was talking to the president of the Polish commission out here exactly 2-3 days ago. I wanted to make sure if that's true because, I mean, I couldn't believe it, man. And at the age of 14, they get a book. So you got kids that are boxing at the age of 8, but they got no book. They got no book, my man. So by the time they hit 14, they get a book. They're going to fight someone from Ukraine, from Belarus, from Russia, from America that got already 60, 50, 80 fights in this book. This kid got 0 in this book. So I'm working with the minister of sports. A lot of politics. And that's, like I said, man, I mean, we know each other for many years. I mean, everybody's here, man. I go way back when that's where we used to be in the back row at all the boxing events. At the boxing events, we was in the back row on the floor. We're talking about the floor at the events. And we worked ourselves up to a point because we was like the beginning. It was me, Ness, who else? Boricua Boxing, Ellie, Setback. We was the frontiers of the social media pioneer, of doing it, man. I was doing my hit first boxing, but I got to the point I started managing fighters. I started working with Thomas Adamick, and Ness. You're from Jersey, right, Ness? Am I right?
Correct. I mean, you work with one of my favorite Polish Cuban. I was about to call him Cuban. One of my favorite Polish cruiserweights is the one that had the fight in exactly. The one that had the fight in the Prudential Center. He was a great guy. And now, you got Hook, you got, even Adam, So there's a lot out there. But so what are you trying to establish in Poland, and when do you think it will take off. And I know you got the WBC to back one or all of your amateur,
I became
events.
sorry to cut you off, Ness. I became Mauricio Suleiman. He allowed me to become an ambassador for the WBC amateur program here in Poland. I came to him with the proposal about 2 years ago. I told him this is what I want to do. I want to start doing a lot of amateur events out here. I've done about 3 events already here. We did a summer camp up in the mountains. We did 2 amateur fights. And right now, July 4th of July, pretty much I got the okay to do the first event here for the Green Belt Challenge. We was able to make the belts. I'll send you a photo of the titles. We have right now for the boys 4 titles, working on girls. We want to get 4 titles for the women. We got many medals. And the plan is every month to do an amateur tournament in each different town. I got about 8, 9 different towns I'm working with. I mean, this has been hard work, a whole year living here, just on and off, going from town to town, city to city, and trying to lock it down. Poland's a beautiful big country. You have 40 million people here, and there's boxing clubs all around, but there's like no support behind them. There's nothing. And these kids, they have no amateur events for them. And when they do, there's maybe 3, 4 events yearly here. It's really, like I said, man, I got to step up to a plate. The first event, 4th of July, will be closed. We can't have the public. We're allowed to have 50 people. Today is the first day in Poland that they open up the gyms. The boxing gyms will open today. So like, everything's by, like we got square feet back home in the U.S. Over here is kilometers, what the hell, it's a whole different metric system. Whole different metric system. I'm getting used to it too. I was born in the U.S. I'm American, man. So, I speak the language. I'm fluid Polish representative, but I'm trying to make it happen. So like I said, July 4th will be the first event, closed off to 50 people. So I think about 12 fights for the kids. That's about, 24 kids around there. Maybe 11 fights. Like I said, I gotta get first release forms from the parents, from the moms and dads. They allow these kids to fight. So we're gonna do the juniors and seniors. We'll start them up from 14 all the way up to max is 24. That's my age limit. I don't want to go over. Listen, AIBA, they messed up the whole amateur program out here. That's my whole opinion, and everyone else that's in the business, they made amateur boxing into professional boxing. They took the headgears away. Well, about 8 years ago, they took the headgears away. The wrapping of the hands was just like they're wrapping the guys as pro fights, man. They look like professional, and they bring professional fighters into it. I think, the Olympic Committee needed to, bring down that age limit to about 26 max or 25. You're letting these older guys come in here to fight young kids. The Olympics is for the young bucks, man. That's the future for the young guys, for the young kids, man. That's my opinion, man. There's a lot of things to change, man. We're trying to make things happen, dog. That's what we're trying to do, Ness. Trying to make it work.
So it was, by the way, Jeff, it's Marty Mungia here. So it's kind of like a blessing in disguise for you that you got to go back and work hands on, right?
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So why you said that.
I want to talk about. Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry, man. It's lovely how you said a blessing in disguise. This whole coronavirus is hell, but it's a blessing in disguise because we've been able to sit. I've been home working out like an animal. Tyson Fury is a goddamn beast. Being here in Europe, every day 9 in the morning, he goes live on his Instagram. I work out with him. I'm talking about Joseph Parker can't even work out with him. Joseph Parker couldn't even hang with him. His work ethic that he does, that 1 hour workout, man. I lost Ness. Ness is he's the stand-up guy of work ethics where he lost. How much weight you lost, homie? Because I remember back in days you had.
Bro, I lost
230.
At one point, I lost almost 50, man. I went all the way down to 216. So yeah, man.
I'm at right now at 195. I was at 220. I'm down to 195, doing 100 push-ups to a homeboy every day, 400 sit-ups, man. But let's get back to boxing, though. Like I said, man, it's a blessing in disguise. We're learning back into music too, start writing lyrics, man. Trying to stay active, do something else, man. Speaking of that,
lyrics, man. You're gonna excite these guys. One is a writer for sure, and the other one is a poet. But I wanted to talk about the WBC belts, man, that your tournament gives away. Those things look official. I love it, man. I can't even believe you got the flag on the side where one of the face should be. It says, amateur. Man, I would have loved to win a belt like that. So what do they have to do? Because I'm familiar with like Golden Gloves and stuff like that. How is your format for this out there?
Pretty much the same thing. It's going to be a 4-month thing where every month there'll be an event. So we got, say, one town. I'll give you an example, Radom. And say the clubs could take participate the 100 kilometers around that town. They could come, those clubs. And straight up, man, each kid comes with his book. We see, we line them up. We match them up. We do the matchmaking, the same age type of thing, you know what I mean, with the same amount of fights. And each town will have that, you know what I mean, amount of kids. Let them fight. Whoever wins, we put them in that bracket. Next month, another town. Whoever wins, we put them in a bracket. We save them. Third town, same thing. Then the fourth month, that fourth town that we'll do the final. It'll be a 2-day final. We'll do a Saturday, Sunday event. The Saturday, we'll do a semifinal, have 2 or 3 even boxing rings. They never done that out here. Have 2, 3 boxing rings. Have the kids just go at it. Whoever wins for the final. And I want to bring people like Tyson Fury out here, Sugar Ray Leonard, Teddy Atlas, Sosa, Harry Keith, to do not only a 2-day event, but do like a 5-day seminar. Have them out here talking to the kids, talking to the trainers out here, teach them how to hand wrap, teach them how to box, man, do the standards, bring that old school American flavor out here and teach them the standards of boxing. Because a lot of the trainers out here, there was one trainer, how you mentioned Glavatsky and Zelensky and all that. There was one trainer, and that was Andrzej Dimitruk. Andrzej Dimitruk, he rest in peace. He passed away a year ago. He had a fire in his house, man, and he pretty much had a heart attack from that whole situation. And what can I say in this? Where he was one of those trainers that he learned everything that he can. He observed all the trainers around the world. He learned. A lot of trainers here are closed up. They don't want to learn. They don't want to teach. And like I said, we got to work on it and fix it. And the whole WC amateur tournament is a beautiful tournament where it'll be a 4-month thing. The road to the Green Belt Challenge. It'll be the road to the Green Belt Challenge at the final. 2-day final. Make it like a seminar. 5 days where have people. I've been in touch with Fury. I've been in touch with a lot of guys, man. I wouldn't mind having Bernard Hopkins come out here. We go way back with these fighters, man. You know what I mean? And we go way back with most of my best interviews that I've done was with people like Bernard Hopkins, Sugar Ray, and people like that where if we could bring them out here, talking to the youth, to the kids, let's fix this problem. You know what I mean? And that's my opinion, homie.
What are some of the difficulties that you've run across, or the biggest difficulties that you run across in trying to set up this amateur program in Poland?
Well, there was a lot of trainers and a lot of boxing clubs, and then there was a lot of red tape where even the commission didn't really want to work, but they thought that I came out here to take it over. They didn't understand that the WC was an amateur program. They thought it was a professional boxing. There was a lot of things. It was a lot of things that took, like I said, a good year of me explaining them, talking to them hands-on and showing them that, no, this ain't professional, this is amateur. And I think they realized it from the last in England when they had those semifinals for the Olympics, right? When they had them, it was supposed to be like a 5-6 days, and they did only 3 days because of the coronavirus, and they cut it. And halfway, you can see that the YIBA logo is not even inside the ring no more. And I think they realized that the committee, the U.S. Olympic, the Olympic Committee is not really pretty much working with YIBA no more. And we're branching out. We're trying to fix this thing, man. We want to fix the amateur program. I mean, Mauricio Suleiman, what he's been doing for many years, he's been helping out. His father helped out so much, man. They've done so much, man. I mean, that this is a real organization, the WC is real. When Mike Tyson, I was watching because they got that WC University, and how Mauricio said when his father was sick, that Mike Tyson flew to Mexico to see him in the hospital. You know what I mean? So people like Tyson that represents for WC. You got people like Fury, Wilder, Sugar Ray, everybody that's out there, all the true champs, my man. This is one of the best, organizations that's out there, though, man. WC Council, my man, to me, they do amazing work. And we're working hard trying to make this happen for the kids, my man. Do something for the amateur program, build something. Plus, bring like that foundation, give a kid a dream that we have in the U.S. Do that for the kids. There's no programs for the kids here. There's no after-school programs. There's hardly nothing here for these youth, for the kids, man. These kids are lost, my man. And a lot of them are going that bad route. They're going to drugs. They're going into game, slanging. And my mission is to help them, get them away from that. There's a lot of kids that don't have a mom, don't have a father. They come from a poor house. Give them an outlet. They don't even know what boxing is. Go to the schools. Take these fighters. Like I got on that title, I got Voldavchik, Krzysztof Diablo Voldavchik. He was the last cruiserweight WBC champion. And Bartik. Bartik was the last Olympian that won, I think it was a bronze medal, bronze or silver, can't remember right now, that he won at the Olympics 28 years ago. So those 2 pictures right there on that belt, those are the 2 last fighters that pretty much represented for the, for the Olympics and for WBC. So take them, go to the schools, talk to the kids, let them take their medals with them, take their titles with them that they got and speak to the youth, man, and get more active with the kids. That's my mission. My mission is, listen, we've done so much with the professional boxing. I love boxing, man. I love professional boxing, but I think this is my route, man. This is my calling. This was my calling where I need to do something for the youth, man, for the kids, and help them out, man. And oh, man, it's a sad story for us. The last time we won any medal Olympics is 28 years ago. For me, next year in Tokyo, maybe the women, there's a good women team, they might win, but I say France. My mission is 2024. If they don't push it to 2025, I don't know how they're going to do it. Say 2024, France. That's when we go there with a brand new team, build them, young youth, young kids, and everything like that. We go there, come back to Poland with some medals, man. That's my mission. That is my mission, homie.
So, what's the 5-year plan? Like, what do you see Poland's amateur, I guess, program with the WBC green belt 5 years from now? What do you envision? What would you like to be? What would you like? Where would you like it to be at in 5 years from now?
Say even by a year from now, every month an amateur tournament, every month an event in each different town for the kids, for the youth. Have them active, even the young ones, 8 years old. We'll have them sparring, have them getting, diplomas, have the kids winning,
But these events have to cost money, though. I mean, even the belts must cost. Like, I mean,
of course.
Can you do this every month? And
well,
where?
The thing about it, we're talking about. Look, I'll show you. The kids will be fighting for the medals, for the girls and the boys, for the medals. You know what I mean? For medals, but the titles. Those will be, it'll be like I said, the road to the green belt challenge. I can't afford to be buying belts nonstop because it's coming out of my pocket. I got to pay for that. You know what I mean? I'm getting good deals with, I was working with WC, but I got to pay for that. So as the only thing, what I'm looking at is I got to work with the TV networks out here. I'm talking with them, speaking with them. I got some good sponsors right here, right now, working with them. This is a program. This is a longevity program. This is something, without the kids, there will be no professional boxing in this country. Right now, we have, like you said, Golovkin. He's going to be fighting pretty much Okoli, the cruiserweight in England from Eddy Hearn.
Yep.
You got Maciej Sulenski. Sulenski, he just had an operation on his hand. He's just getting back to him. He did his physical training, his physical therapy. He'll be able to come back. I told him he needs to leave Poland and go to the U.S. I would love for him to be trained with people like Sosa, Harry Keith, my man. He'll get that work over there with the Brooklyn boys. He'll get a lot of sparring over there and get them working there. You know what I mean? Because over here, there is pretty much no sparring. Every time, those fights, like when he fought Jacobs or Demetrius Andretti, when he fought Jacobs, I brought sparring partners from the U.S. here to Poland from. When he fought Demetrius Andretti, I brought him to the U.S. He was working at Sosa's gym. So he was there for almost 8 weeks for that fight with Demetrius Andretti. And that was a sad situation because his trainer passed away right before that fight. And he was the best. So he took another trainer with him. And they were just getting, pretty much familiar with themselves together. You know what I mean? So I think he needs a good trainer. Maciej Sulenski got that paperwork. I mean, I speak to a lot of fighters, my man. A lot of fighters, John Duddy, a lot of fighters back home in the U.S. and they're like, yo, man, that's one of my favorite goddamn middleweights right there. Yo, Sulenski's he's a great fighter, my man. But he needs a good trainer, a good people around him, good camp, good sparring. And then who else we got? Spielka he's having issues right now. Talking about he got, I don't know, psychological problems, man. And his chin is he went through war. Deontay Wilder, after you get knocked out by Deontay Wilder, I don't think any fighter ever comes back. That's my opinion. When Deontay Wilder knocks your ass out, ice cold, hardly you ever come back to reality in boxing. So Deontay Wilder put him out. Then when he fought Derek Chisora, that was it. Even Adam Komnowski put him out. So, Arthur Spielka is pretty much on the out. You got Sulenski, you got Kamil Szeremeta. He's supposed to be fighting Triple G. But that's another situation. He's been training here in Poland. He's not really sparring guys to get ready for Triple G. Even with Triple G, he's at his age limit, but Triple G, he's a beast, though. Triple G, like I wrote, Triple G got 350 amateur fights, 42 pro fights. Never touched the canvas, homie. I mean, did you ever see him touch the canvas? We've been on most of his fights, though. He never touched the canvas. So Kamil Szeremeta is a good fighter, but he needs to get the hell out of here. But now we got the coronavirus, so you can't even leave. So, I mean...
Jeff, let me real quick take it back just a second. Does Poland regularly televise amateur boxing, or is that something you would have to take on your back and really try to prop it up?
They're doing a little bit. They was doing
okay, cool.
Tournaments. They was doing a couple tournaments. They was broadcasting it. I'm working right now. I'm helping out. My boy Mariusz Vach is fighting Kevin Johnson June 12th here in Poland. And it's going to be a pay-per-view event. It's closed off to 50 people. You can't have the public, so they're going to do pay-per-view. Pay-per-view is like 20 zloty. That's like $5.
Whoa,
and the UK right now
awesome.
is the UK is buzzing over it. They're like, yo, man, thank God boxing's coming back. And this is pretty much like the first fight that's happening. So you got Mariusz Vach fighting Kevin Johnson. The card is stacked. They got about 6 fights on the whole card, plus 2 amateur kids. I'm going to the event. I'm going to give the kids who win 2 amateur, good kids, man. There's one girl and one boy that Mr. Grzegorz Proksa. Proksa was another middleweight. He's the one that fought Triple G. He was the first one that fought.
Yeah, he fought Triple G in Verona, New York.
There we go, homie. We were there, though. And his son's boxing amateur. He's a great boxer already. So I'll be there. We'll give the medals. Like I said, we can't be giving titles, man. We have to build. This is prestige, though. This, like you said, the titles is something beautiful. I have to make this to the next level and build it up, man. Do a 4 months event every month. But
are you charging a fee to get into the tournament? Because I know over here Sugarbird is like $89, I think, to get into a Sugarbird tournament.
I'm thinking about it. But like I said, the kids over here are very poor, man. I'm working right now, and I tell you, I'm getting a lot of good feedback. A lot of companies, a lot of people. I just got an email from Coca-Cola here in Poland. I got Red Bull hollering at me. So I got companies that are hollering at me left and right. I've been doing for almost 8 years. I've been in boxing business. I've been all my life in boxing. My father was a boxer, my uncle, business, man. Doing the social media stuff, being in there, managing fighters, and all the material I've been doing. Everything was always in English, right? And when I was doing Ring Polska, they never translated in Polish. So a lot of people in Poland didn't really know, like the new jacks didn't know who the hell I was. So these last 2 months, we did like what we're doing right now, a vlog. Back to the old days, man. And we would put in skits like my interviews with Hopkins, with Floyd Mayweather, with all the interviews, Canelo, and all the time at the end, like I always say, my thing is like everyone has their own little thing. I always say at the end, give a couple last words for your fans worldwide. My thing was give a last words for your fans in Poland and then worldwide. That's what I always said. So they will always shout out to Poland. So we did videos like that, and we're getting 40, 50,000 views on these videos, man. And people realizing, oh, damn, I remember that. Now they know who I am. We're getting back on track with this. So that's a little promotion right there. And with these tournaments, we're gonna go, man. We're gonna make this happen. I ain't giving up on this, man. I didn't come out here to go back home, back to Brooklyn and say that I failed, man. I ain't one of those guys, man. I started a music business. I ran with the best of them. Trouble Nate Brothers Group Home. Had the pleasure to smoke in the L with Gotti and Tupac. I mean, I've been around the best of them, though, man. I was there with the best era of hip-hop, though. There's this new stuff that's out there, man. I ain't hating on it. I just don't understand it, man. I mean, to me, it's mumbling, man. They mumble rap, a lot of these guys, man. Some of them okay, but, I'm sitting here writing lyrics left and right, though, man. Just keep the head, working. I'm really watching a lot is Kevin Hart, what's his name? Not Kevin Hart. Jesus Christ, man. The one that got
Kevin Gates? Kevin Gates? No,
not Kevin Gates. The one that had the Apollo back in days, and now he has his own stand-up. He has his own show on TV. And, I can't forget. Lord have mercy. Steve Harvey, pardon me. Steve Harvey. There we go.
Oh, okay.
I watched Steve Harvey, and Steve Harvey, man, he religious man like me. And one thing I love what Steve said. He said, yo, man, you want to make anything really happen? Jot your stuff down on the paper, man. Write down the notes. Keep on writing the stuff you want to make happen. That's what I've been doing. I've been writing my program, my plan for these events, writing them down, writing my lyrics here and there. Stay active. Keep your brain working, man. And read a lot, man. I've been reading during this quarantine time. And I'm happy that Poland was one of those countries that shut down really quick. When they seen Italy get hit hard, they said, wait a minute, we got to shut down. They shut down. And a lot of these new jacks, these new generation cats, when they beefing with the government because they shut down real quick. Listen, they wouldn't shut down. It's a 50-50. A lot of people saying this is BS, this is real. Listen, I'm not God. I can't say if it's real or it's fake, man. I don't know, man. Thank God nobody from my family has passed away from the coronavirus. I'm hearing that people are passing away from this. I mean, it's a sad situation, though, man, what's going on in the world. That's my opinion, though, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, you being from the New York area, you're better off over there in Poland. Because Tri-State is definitely out of control right now and on lockdown. But, we do want to thank you, obviously, for your time. If you can give out any social media for anyone that isn't following you, can do so and let them know where they can get any information to continue to follow the movement and the cause out in Poland in the amateur back system.
Thank you, Ness, man. Hit First Boxing. Hit First Boxing is pretty much my Twitter, my Facebook, my Instagram. You holler at me there. That's pretty much right there. I mean, I had a website back in days. I closed that down. I said, Ness, man, you know, what you're doing, you got much respect, man. My hat is off to you, Ness, my man, for keeping it alive and keep doing what you're doing, my man. You know what I mean? To have a website, to do this live, you got to put a lot of work in. You got a great team. You got people around you. And I was pretty much my own solo man, so I had to vouch out and do other things, man. Manage fighters and do this. So thank you, my man, Finesse, my man. Thank you for hollering at me. And
nah, definitely, brother. Keep us posted with anything else that we could either repost for you or when we could bring you back on. Because we definitely want to help you continue to build that amateur background out there and system program for these kids, man. Because, you know, that's where it starts. You know, it's like you said, without an amateur, there is no pros. So, you know, my hat goes off to you, bro, because
thank you, man. Thank you.
You're dealing with the roots of boxing, you know.
It's not easy, homie, but we gonna make it happen. And maybe one day we could do a freestyle session, though.
Oh yeah, nah. Hey, listen, man. We actually do a boxing related freestyle show every Saturday morning. That's how many people are.
It's interested. A battle. We call it in the booth with TVV.
Yeah, it's
I'm
people
down,
from
man.
all over the world.
Right now,
people from all over the world are like battling each other live, man. So yeah, man. Whenever you're interested, you're more than welcome to come back. Jeff, man, once again, thank you.
One more time. Again, salute.
For sure, brother. Keep your head up.
Appreciate it, man.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Not going to butcher his name, but Jeff has been managing some pretty, you know, it's funny. You know, these are the type of guys that I tell you that give me the inspiration that one day, you know, I or one of my friends can become a boxing manager because of guys like Jeff. You know, I watched him start off very early in boxing media and quickly transition because he seen the void that there was with Polish fighters. Like, you know, he's the one that brought Golovkin. And, you know, I remember him needing sparring from Marco Huck. Like, he's become that facilitator. You know, he speaks the language and look, those guys can't get sparring, and with all his connections from boxing media and living in New York City, he was easily able to set people up with sparring, and eventually that led to managing, and he's got to manage some decent Poland fighters that have made it high, like Golovkin main evented in Prudential, sold out. He was I think 2-time champion. You know, Selecki got some big fights with Rosado, Jacobs, and he'll get some more. But he's had pretty much some sort of connection with, I would say, the last 7 years of any Polish fighter you've seen. He had some connection, which is like, wow to me. It's like, whoa, like, you know, how big he got.
I mean, essentially, he named everybody.
Yeah, I remember him. It's funny that he came on the show. Immediately, I recognized him. Not his name on the text, but immediately when he came in, he used to rock a baldy, right?
I don't know about a baldy.
Oh, he had a low haircut. He didn't have much hair.
That's right. That's right. Doomy's right. He used to work with Spielka. I think Doomy was going to spar Spielka.
No, but that's what I was going to say. He used to work with Spielka too. We went to a gym.
Spielka's the one with the baldy. Spielka's the one with the baldy.
That's no. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that dude Jeff. I remember his face. I immediately I thought he was in New York. I seen him many times. And what I was getting to was Huck. Right? We went to that spot in Jersey. Remember, it was like a bread factory.
Yeah, you talking about back in the day? Damn, Cash been doing this too long. You talking about? It's in North Bergen. That gym closed down now.
I know it immediately closed down after I found it. But anyway,
Doomy used to spar out of there, and a few Polish people. You're right.
This is crazy. I have just been digging through old footage. I found a whole Polish media workout we went to.
Yeah, in that spot. Yup.
Yeah, so I didn't know any of the names, so I couldn't like drop names, but I wanted to, and I didn't want to be like, yo, remember. But I remember that dude.
Nah, listen.
And I do remember him being with Spilka too, for Wilder.
Yeah, no, listen.
And the Gleasons.
He did his thing. You know, Big Nick is saying why I don't do it in the DR because you got to transition. You see what he said, bro. he's staying 90 days at a time, and now he's even longer than 90. You know what I mean? Like last time I seen him, we met up in Mexico, bro, and that's when I really got wind. I was like, damn. When I got to the convention and I seen my man's clout, I'm like, what the hell? Wasn't you media? I know you managing fighters, but what happened? They treating you like royalty over here. And then I found out he put together the whole program for them out there. You know, like obviously they had a Polish amateur system, but the WBC wasn't out there. And that's what I'm saying. People talk the talk, man, but that's what I'm saying. WBC's all over the world, man. Like these other titles is just wherever they could get money at. You know what I'm saying? And they don't work that way for them. They establishing programs. Yo, Nancy's another one, man. She's like an ambassador for WBC, and she's doing her thing in the West Coast. They throwing mad amateur WBC Greenbelt tournaments, man. I would love for Border Wars to turn into a Greenbelt tournament, bro. What? That'll be my that'll be the ish for real. You know, because there's a lot, man. I get amateurs all the time. I had some dude hit me up with like 40-something fights talking about could he sign a board. I'm like, bro, you trying to kill my people? Trying to sign up the Border Wars with 40-something amateur fights. Like, yo, I need the exposure. And that's the void I see. That Border Wars is bigger than it's bigger than a regular tournament or a regular amateur show because of what we've established and
the
how
hype, the
what you get,
the way that it's promoted.
Well, it's really what you get, because if you sign up to a Sugar Bird or a Golden Glove, like ain't nobody interviewing you. No one's doing face-offs and interviews and post fights and ring walks, and it's just not. You know what I mean? But yeah,
it's a first-class treatment. Nah, you're absolutely right. Look, listen, the last Golden Gloves I ever covered as a journalist was 2013 in Corpus, and they sent me because they didn't want to send anybody who they respect. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, it was like, yo, send that kid out there. Like he's garbage. He'll do that garbage. Like I loved it. I loved every second of it. But that's just the way that they felt about those tournaments now. And I remember, and it's sad because I remember being like, 5, 6, 7 years old all the way until I was like 10 or 11, even 12, and every year, my dad, my uncles, they took me and my cousins to the Golden Gloves every year, and it was packed, bro. People were just so into it, and that's why I was asking them if they put Poland amateur fights on TV out there, because I mean that's really cool.
He was lobbying for that. He was lobbying for that. He said he's working with some people.
He said they put on a few before, though. That's what he said. And here, like every once in a while, you'll see college boxing on like Fox Sports 1, like one of them like crazy Fox Sports channels, and every once in a while you'll see college boxing on there, but it's so rare, you know what I mean? And so most Americans' first taste of amateur boxing comes at the Olympics, and now the Olympics numbers have dwindled to the point where and nobody gets exposure like they used to. Back in the Mike Tyson days and the Oscar De La Hoya days, like it was thought to be something like heroic, like you know what I'm saying, like we looked at our fighters that represented our country a certain way, and it's just not the same anymore. A lot of Americans just don't see it that way, and they don't see boxing the same way.
Definitely, man. So man, final thought, I think it's gonna be Billy Joe. That's my guess. Billy Joe, Gennady, especially this year where they're taking a blow. Definitely in-house makes sense. That's why Bob Arum is putting, Shakur in with the names that he's getting, and Jamel's getting Aquindo, Shakur's getting Rafael Rivera. It's not what we're supposed to get because of the times that we're in. They're trying to, balance out, I guess, whatever losses.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like I said, in my opening statement, I would rather it be Caleb Plant and David Benavidez. I don't know what it does for the legacy of Canelo. If he were to fight both those men and win, but let alone just fight them. it could go one of two ways, but I think it would be definitely looked on as a challenge. That said, I think that the safe money is that BJS ends up still getting the fight. BJ Saunders was in place, and this Corona thing, it ended up not working out for him. I don't want to put it like that, but it ended up in a way helping his fumble, his stumble, in the sense that time went on and so many other things have happened, and it feels like so long ago that happened, just where we are as a people, so I definitely think that the burden is past and he is capable of getting that fight. And then ultimately it's going to be Golovkin there at the end, not because I want it, not because probably most of you want it, but because they paid them an exorbitant amount of money to both fight on Dazn, and at some point they were going to have to cash in on that. Whether it's worth the dollars they spent or not, heads would roll if they didn't get that fight.
You didn't even sell that fight.
It's time. It's time to get some ROI on them dudes, though. Really.
Yeah.
Well, not on them dudes, but at least Triple G. They ain't make no money. They gave him rolls. Then they gave him, Derevchenko. Now they talking about Sedimenta. I mean, it's time to recoup.
Well, we don't know what it is, but I think the recoup comes when he fights Canelo. I think that is an event in itself. My final thought is I like that fight because of the first two that is debatable. The first one especially was the debatable win or draw for Triple G. But as far as him fighting him in December, I'm going for Canelo. Canelo just looks too agile, too accurate, just too strong. And that's my final thought with Gennady Golovkin, but let's see him go against Caleb Plant. I think they're well matched. And
yeah, I mean, I like I said, man, that fight needs that one seasoning. Give Plant that, Plant or Benavidez that validation going into that fight. It also gives them more negotiation power if you bringing two belts to Canelo's fight.
But real quick, let me just ask you. So, are you saying that you wouldn't? Are you saying that because of the economics you'd rather wait, you think it'd be a bigger fight? Or are you saying you wouldn't respect Canelo as much for fighting him now?
It's not that I wouldn't respect. I want the winner, whether it's Canelo or Plant, to get the respect, and or Benavidez. And I think that truly only happens. Like, people will still find a way to discredit Canelo if he beats Plant. And the biggest name on his resume is Jose Ustatsegi, bro. I'm telling you, I'm just keeping it real, man.
Yeah, I can see that being a face-off to fight the path to face Canelo Alvarez. I like that fight too. David Benavidez and Caleb Plant. There's beef there. They got beef, and now a fight.
And listen, Plant only got 20 fights, 21 fights now. Like, Plant also needs time. He also needs time. And, he could
I thought you were talking about Plant. My bad.
Well, I mean, I keep saying Plant like he's for sure going to win the Benavidez fight because I'm not. I think I'm picking Plant in the Benavidez fight, but like Benavidez could show more from here to there, But right now, Plant looking like young Canelo. And I don't mean that, and I mean that metaphorically, not literally, not figuratively, because young Canelo was looking good, but he was getting hit. Plant looking slick as hell, and with stamina from the heavens, man. He's from the gods. He don't get tired.
His back is crazy.
Yeah, he coming.
Yeah, that's kind of how Enrique put it too.
He comes into a fight, bro, in like absolute perfect shape. And you can tell he takes pride in that because he could have took the Canelo fight. He said, no, they ain't giving me enough time. I need to rest, heal, then train. I'm like, wow, okay. Do your thing, player. But listen, let's go ahead and jump out to these callers. I'm going to go ahead and go to the sponsors.
I got to sign out. I got to go to work. I got to run to the post office first.
Dropping off some Patreon gifts.
Yo,
I ain't getting no shirt, man. Why you playing me, dog?
With the gift, I gotta give the gift on this one. Shout out to Carlitos. He's a Patreon and a UK purchase customer. I love that. You know what I mean? But
What's up?
TBV
Yeah,
underscore casual fan.
Shout out to Mr. 704. He said he bought 2 shirts from me and 2 shirts from you.
Yeah, shout out to him. He bought a Keep Back 6 Feet shirt on the boxing website.
Yeah, he got a tank top. He got his girl a tank top, I think.
But yeah, shout out to him too, man. Shout out to Mario too, who officially sold me out of Supremacy shirts.
Damn, Mario, you bought a dozen?
But that's because I'll say
Mario got one for the whole family.
People been trying to get me to go to their house for MMA fights just so I wear the shirt, and they've been trying to get it from me. Yeah, bro, they want to know, but I'm like, I don't want to go to these, to people's houses yet. I'm just not there. Like, even though my state's opened up, but I'm telling you, that first day I get to stunt on people, I'm gonna stunt on all of them.
Yo, real quick, they want to know where to see the merch. Go to boxingfanapparel.com to see Enrique's very exclusive and limited designs. And let me get to these callers real quick, fellas.
Kels, I got you on the Bud shirt tonight. Crawford Bud shirt.
Oh, you're making a Bud shirt. Ooh.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services,
So,
experts in electric vehicle charging
let me
stations.
find out.
For
Did
consultations
Kels-
and turnkey installation,
she talking long.
visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
I totally didn't time that right. So let me find out. Kel said, yo, flip that catch. I want that, but I want it to be Earl and Crawford supremacy.
Yo, why you doing a impression of Kel's making it sound like a punk?
That's always my impression when I need a random voice.
I mentioned it on air and on the side, like when you in a group chat, somebody hit you on the side.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, hey yo, let me see that picture. When you ready, I want 3. I'm like, hey, you gonna sell me out? So I sent him the picture.
Yo, limited stock.
Limited stock. So I sent him the picture. He's like, I want 3 of them joints.
Damn.
Like,
send me the picture. Let me see the picture, man.
I want to see the picture too.
I like the idea of Crawford and Earl with the word supremacy, right? Because
it's on it. Supremacy is on it.
Bro,
show. Let me get to these callers, but
I gotta
show
see
it.
that. Enrique, you gotta hit me with that.
That's gonna be the hot ticket seller right there. We gonna go to Caesar, Las Vegas. Good morning. Looking like Caesar just listening. We got Getty, Harlem. Up, Caesar's. What you gonna do, Caesar? You talking?
Yo. Yeah.
What up?
Can you hear me? Sorry about the background noise, man. I think the Billy Joe fight is most likely just because it was already agreed upon. But I'm hoping that, it's either that or something actually relevant. I know Triple G is not going to take that fight. But, yo, Ness, your impressions... Sometimes it's funny because your voice is usually like a higher pitch, like word is bumpy.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, it was hilarious. But yeah, man, really enjoying the show. You guys are getting me through the day like always. But yo, Ness, I wanted to bring something up for you.
Yo,
the other day I was gonna shoot you a text because sometimes they put me in the basement with no service, and I was wondering if you still converting the episodes to audio only because I'll be downloading.
Yes, I am. I haven't done last night's because I'm getting old, I guess, or I was tired. But I will do today's and last night's in the next hour when we're done with the show. But yes, I have. Everyone every episode has the MP3 on Patreon only.
Those things really help me.
Because I'll be downloading them and I listen to them in the basement and shit because I don't get no service down there. But yo, great show. I'm gonna let you guys keep going, man. TBV for life, man. Great job.
For sure, champ.
Caesar sounded like Jason was going to get him in the background. I was like, oh, damn.
Let me get to Brandon, Cincinnati. What up?
What up? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good interview with Charles. Is it Conwell or Conway?
Conwell.
Conwell.
Yeah, good interview with Conwell, man. I would love to see him in a fight with either Brian Carlos Castano or Israel Madrimov here in the near future, man. That'd be good style matchups for him before he gets to the championship level. I really like that kid. As far as Canelo, I agree with you guys, man. I think they're gonna keep it in house. You're gonna see some Billy Joe and Triple G right now, or somebody else, in the Golden Boy roster, maybe Jaime, or somebody. I don't really expect somebody from PBC like Plant or Benavidez to be with in the ring with Canelo right now, coming off of COVID-19. It's too risky of a financial thing to really try to cross promote right now. So yeah, I think I agree with everybody. Probably Billy Joe and then Triple G in the spring of next year. That's my call. Y'all get the good work.
All right, Brandon, thanks for calling in. We got Getty Harlem. Info Joe, Cali.
Mr. Info Joe.
This portion of the show we call In the
Mr.
Know,
Info Joe.
presented by my brother.
Good morning, TBV family. What's up, champs? Everybody listening, the whole panel. What's up?
What up?
Hey, man, another day alive, man. We good, right?
That's what's up.
Hey, I think it's gonna be Billy Joe. I want to say Plant for Benavidez, so I think it'd be Billy Joe and Golovkin. Shout out to NO, man. Good to hear you back, brother. And Ness, can I get a special request, man? Can you keep trying to get Rosie Perez, man? She know her boxing, man, like all of us. Keep reaching out for her, man. I know what you're gonna say, but keep reaching out to her, man. I want to hear her on the show, bro. She'd be good.
No problem.
That's all I got, champ.
All right. Yo, did we ever get Joseph Diaz on?
No, we did not. He was supposed to be that Thursday, and remember we had Berto running
late.
back.
He got
he got
out the gym late.
Yeah. What you thinking? Thursday or what?
No, I mean I just gotta reschedule him, I guess.
Gotcha.
We going to Izzy, Oklahoma. What it do?
Fellas, how y'all doing today?
All right.
Chillin'.
Right on. I just been in and out of the show. Good interview. I like that Polish dude or that Polish American guy. He was pretty cool. Did I hear NO came back?
Yeah, he called in yesterday.
Last night.
Oh, right on, man. That's awesome. Shout out to NO. Shout out to Info. Shout out to Stainless. Shout out to the crew. Good interviews. I wanted to say shout out to Enrique, man. At first, his first comment today was he wanted Plant or Benavidez for Canelo, and I like that idea, man. Those are my two guys, but American bias and all. That's probably where I'm thinking. But anyway, good show. We'll talk to y'all later.
Yeah, nah, man. I like that idea too, man. I prefer them to go through each other, and give each other some fame and validity.
You know how these bitches is in the sport. Total disrespect. Kid has no class, no style at all. I'm a gorilla, I'm a dog. I'm a dog, I'm a gorilla.
The smartest thing you can do is to stay away from Derek.
It can't be the boogeyman if I'm chasing him. You want to bet? You can bet 100,000 on that. Let's bet $1 million. Easy. Let's bet $1 million.
Yo, good morning. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. I heard the interview from the dude from out of Ohio. What's his name?
Conwell
and Jeff. Why you didn't ask the questions to Jeff? Because it wasn't enough?
Yo, I just freaking forgot him.
Okay.
Damn.
Did
I?
Yeah.
Hold
Okay.
on,
Never
Myron,
mind. Nah, you definitely forgot him, but I didn't. Okay, go ahead. I'll tell you later.
Nah, but look, good interviews this morning. I definitely get the response I was looking for out of Conwell, but I mean, good show, good interviews. I ain't got too much to say. I don't even know the topic. I called in a little late. That's my call.
All right. Yeah, yo, I forgot. I completely forgot that I put out a post for him. But let me see. I'm just skimming through the questions.
Yeah, but some of them were worded in a way that I couldn't tell if they were asking about his fights or someone else. So that's why I thought you skipped them. But to be honest with you, when my internet went out, I wasn't sure if you asked them or not. But
nah, I didn't get to him. It went over my head. But another reason to get him back on the show. You know what I mean? He's a cool
yes,
guy.
sir.
Let me go to.
So interesting that you come across like a nice guy, but you're really a piece of shit. Hey, that comment. Come on. No, that was a piece of fuck you. That was a piece of shit. You know, we're doing live TV. Man, I don't care. What's gonna do about it?
I'll kill this mother. Why do you have to talk like that? Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. You have a problem? Turn off your station. I'm the best ever.
Yeah, good morning, yo. What's up?
What up?
Man, I think from what I'm hearing, the topic is Canelo fighting Benavidez or that guy from, I can't think of his name. Y'all just said his name, from Tennessee.
Caleb Plant.
Caleb Plant.
Caleb Plant. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely want to see that fight. I don't know why Myri wants to see this Triple G fight so bad. I mean, I guess you used to Canelo fighting old ass fighters, you know. So I want to see him step out on faith in you. You know, he's still young. Benavidez definitely young. He got the youth in that advantage. I think Caleb and Canelo around the same age. Of Caleb might be a little bit older. But that's the fights I want to see. So you know, Canelo like Darren to be great. Let him fight them. I'm tired of seeing him fight older fighters, man, and knocking them out. So I definitely do not want to see that Triple G and Canelo fight. I don't want to see no third fight with that. You know. I ain't really I came in late on the interview, but you know I know y'all always keep good interviews coming through. I mean that's all I got. Shout out, you know, and I'm glad to hear Eno was back. That's all I got, y'all.
All right, going out to New Jersey.
Just like the king is what I mean. The king is what I mean.
Yo, TBV, good interview. I was talking to Sony Woods the other day, Antonio. Ohio definitely got their foot in boxing, man. So that was good. The other cat, listen, he better line up for this the Saturday battle joint we got. We was like sharks in the water on Saturday. Like come on, man. Like he better have his raps all ready for that. But with the Canelo fight, in a perfect world, you know, everybody's gonna say there's not enough money on the table, and I wish it was Plant Benavidez, and I think everybody, if they doubted Canelo's resume, they would have more respect for it because he's fighting the Lions coming up, regardless of how those fights came up. Even if you think he would win, if he win, you can't knock him. But Billy Joe Saunders and Triple G is not the fight I want to see for Canelo. I definitely don't want to see him fight Triple G again. I feel like Triple G is going to get hurt in that fight. And I'd rather see him Jacobs. I'd rather see him fight Jacobs again than Triple G. And Billy Joe Saunders and Jacobs is a better fight on the under. So say they do Canelo and Triple G, at least put Billy Joe.
Ringer status, Josh, North Carolina.
Salute TBV. What up with y'all?
What up?
What up with y'all? Next, man, I don't know what you're going to do with Mario, Anthony, Joshua, Alexander, Usyk, Munguia. But I don't know why you want to see that Triple G fight, man. Triple G is the most overrated boxer of all time. Canelo done did work to him twice, bro. I'm tired of that. I want to see Canelo fight Benavidez, Plant. I don't want to see no Billy Joe.
Wait a minute. What's the difference between Canelo, Triple G, and Fury Wilder?
Huh? What's the difference?
Yeah.
Okay, one difference is the heavyweight. Two difference, there should be a third fight because the first fight was argued both ways. With because you can say that the count was long with Wilder, and then the dumb Fury fans want to say that Fury beat him on the card. So yeah, bro, I mean that's the difference, man. The Triple G, man, I'm tired of Triple G, bro. He don't fight nobody, man. He just want to fight Canelo. He don't have nobody else on his resume but Canelo, and he's lost to him twice.
Yo, that's a good point.
I mean, I hate to argue it, man, but like, yo,
you're right.
Yo, the first fight was controversial, right? People thought Canelo lost and Triple G deserved the win, and it was a draw, similar to Wilder's first fight with Fury. Second fight, Canelo goes in there and he beats the brakes off him. Second fight, Fury goes in there and he decisively knocks out Wilder, freaking something no one expected. So like, I don't get it. We want the third Fury fight. Why we don't want the third Triple G fight?
You know, it's funny you put it like that too, because I've never thought about it like that. And yet you're right. But here's the thing though. Here's why it's different. Because listen, I had the fight for Fury in the first one. I felt like he won that. Not easy, because obviously he, almost got his head taken off in the last round, but I felt like it was easy to score that fight for him based on rounds. A lot of people don't know how to judge. A lot of people, they take the whole fight and they look at it. They don't realize you got to score it one round at a time. And so it's the same thing with like the Triple G Canelo, but I scored that first one for Canelo and the second one for Canelo, but they were close. That said, Wilder's got the X factor that Triple G doesn't have. Wilder has possibly the greatest single punch in the history of boxing. Triple G doesn't have that. And not only does he not have that, he's never had that. And not only does he never had that, he doesn't even have the same we don't even perceive him with the same veracity of punching power that he once used to display regularly. So I get where you're coming from, but and going back JT too, is I don't want Golovkin. I just know we're gonna get him.
Yo, real quick, man, want to go to some super chats. Galito, who is the inspiration for me believing as my final thought that, Billy Joe would be the answer. His super chat says, it's C19 season. DAZN lost money. In-house only, in my opinion. And when I read that, that's when I said what I said. I'm like, yeah, he's right. Top Rank is doing it. I don't expect DAZN to break the model. Super chat from Mr. 704. Mr. 704, first and foremost, man, just thank you for the support day in, day out. Not monetary, just, verbally. My man in the chat always bigging us up and hoping we get to the next level. We appreciate the kind words. And he says, damn, no super chats. It's all good, fam. We grinding. Smash them like buttons. All right, so hit that thumbs up, man, and it helps with the visibility of the show, so just remember that. Smash that thumbs up and join us on Patreon. Hashtag Sniper Gang from Mr. 704. We got another one from Trenton Jones real quick that says, not 36, and he didn't rob Ortiz like GGG did Chenko. Not 36. Who's not 36? Wilder's not 36.
They're talking about Wilder. Like, because you asked what's the difference between Golovkin and Canelo and Wilder Fury.
Yeah, I mean, but again, Golovkin's, win to Derevyanchenko is the equivalent of Wilder's knockout, right? Like, we weren't expecting that, because remember. And look, man, it's not going to be identical anyway. Like, the situations can never be exactly the same, but they have their similarities is all I'm saying. And I'm equally saying I don't care if we get Gennady. The same way I don't care if we get Fury Wilder. Like, you never heard me complaining. That's you guys that are picking and choosing. Secondly, I want Gennady. Let my man King Nello knock his head off. He should knock him out this time. I want a knockout. The way I expected a knockout from Earl versus Mikey, I expect Canelo to knock him out this time. That's what I would want. But anyway.
Yo, did you go to Block Talk?
I have not. Civilian 11, what up?
Yeah, I mean, the question, Canelo, like I've always said, he's a superstar. He can fight tomato sauce cans. As far as I care, I'm going to either buy the fight or go and watch the fight. He's a superstar, just like Anthony Joshua. Like, they're meal tickets. I think if David Lemieux recovers from his injury, he should just fight Lemieux. I think the difference between Gennady Golovkin, Canelo, Wilder, Fury, you look at Wilder, Fury, you think about Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. versus, Marvella. You look at how, he loses the whole fucking fight in the last fucking round and almost gets knocked out. It's kind of like Wilder. You lost the fucking fight. So I don't think they have a trilogy, but it's just these superstars. These other guys, Andre, need to go fight 3 times a year, fight for whatever money, get their name, and then become superstars themselves instead of riding other people's coattails.
Hey, man, I hear you, man. I've been saying that, in different words for a long time. Create your own lane. Super chat from TJ that says, we finally get the truth. You just want to help Canelo. I mean, how am I helping a dude that's like literally linked? They're linked. Can't think of Triple G without thinking of Canelo, because Canelo kicked his butt, and that's what the world wants. They want him to do it again.
No, that's definitely his Marquez to his Pacquiao. You know what I mean? Like, that'll go down as like his Joker to his Batman for sure.
Yo, and not only that, he's like, look, I got this other guy. He's like, oh, Ness don't want, like, people don't even like, clean your ears, man. You little dirty boy. Go clean your ears. You know what I mean? I clearly said, you don't hear me complaining about Wilder Fury. Why would I complain about Canelo Golovkin 3? Silly Billy.
Trent Jones just sent in a super chat, and he said Brandon got a counterpunch.
Brandon got a counterpunch.
That's what he said.
I ain't see that.
Oh, my bad.
Brandon? Yeah, I don't think that's right.
Huh.
I guess he probably waiting for like a counterpunch punchline. I don't know. Oh, there you go, Brandon.
Oh,
Brandon, what are you talking about? You right? He right?
Yeah, I sent it to your Cash App.
Okay, my bad. I ain't get the notification yet, but go for it. Let me turn this on.
Yeah, YouTube. I know YouTube take a percentage, so I like sending them to the Cash App.
Yo, I just learned that YouTube really take 30%. I just learned that like 2 weeks
30%?
ago. 30%.
Whoa.
They crazy. I'm telling you, YouTube is like the new. Let me not even say it before they take me down again. Go ahead, Brandon. Let me start this over.
I just wanted to send a super chat to give your propers, man, because you kind of just exposed the biased fanboy with that. You can't say you want Wilder versus Fury 3, but complain about Triple G versus Canelo 3. For one, most people thought Triple G won the first fight. And Ness, I got to get on your ass. You keep saying Canelo kicked his butt the second fight, but there's a lot of debate about that second fight. Not everybody think Canelo won that second fight. I actually scored the second fight a draw.
There's no debate, man. There's no debate.
Nah, a lot of people think it was a draw. That's what I said. I was like, yeah, the second fight was even debatable.
The haters do, bro.
Nah.
I can see a 7-5 Canelo or a draw. I don't see a way Triple G edged that one. So I think that one had.
My man went through
the second fight. So
you went through the death tunnel there, champ.
I was just saying, like, if you want Wilder to get a third fight after most people thought he lost the first one, he got battered the second one, you can't complain about GGG getting the third fight.
Yeah,
so,
man, I'm with you.
That's my call. Keep it good work.
I'm with you on that. We got another super chat from T. Bonify said, TBV, thanks for the content. Best podcast. Yeah, man. Now listen, we got to get to Stainless, the Boomerang, Detroit. Buenos dias. Wake up. Stainless.
I'm sorry, I ain't hear my intro. What's good, TBV?
Yo, you right. Damn, dog. Yo, I'm dropping the ball today.
Red belt, black belt, WO and green. I'm king. Undisputed GOAT, TBE. And you can catch the news first on TBV. Voice of the people now let me speak. Scientists of the sweet, BOXING.
ING.
Yo, TBV, what's good?
What up, champ? Apologies, man. I don't know what's up today.
Oh, y'all good. I'm on that blue cookies with y'all.
Damn, blue cookies. Wow. So that's
I've never even heard of that.
I hope I don't get flagged for this, but is that a cross with blue haze and cookies?
Blueberry.
Oh, blueberry. Never heard of it.
I got Gorilla Glue right now. I'm gonna have Gorilla Glue for a while.
Yeah.
That's a staple, man. Gorilla's the best.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Man, it's good to be back. You know, I've been so busy with work and everything. And I really haven't even got to listen to the show. I just wanted to give a shout out to y'all for constantly doing it. Shout out to the crew, you know what I'm saying? The back card, all the new listeners, all the Patreon people. Special celebratory shout out for my daughter, man. She graduated Saturday. So
yeah, I seen that, man, on Instagram. I seen that on Instagram and liked the picture, man.
You know,
congratulations.
Proud Dad here. And speaking of Proud Dads, man, shout out to Rapping Combat, man. He just had his first seed, man. So shout out to that new dad, man. That's all I got, man. As always say, please make sure you push that thumbs up. Share this in every episode of the Boxing Voice podcast. This TBV for life. If you ain't on Patreon, it's because you're stupid. And shout out to El Camino. Oh, and Ness, that one I sent you, I'm going to record that this weekend, too. So,
all
yeah.
Right. We got Israel in Oklahoma with a super chat that says Ness did make a point. Both 3G and Canelo, Triple G and Canelo fights were close. First fight with Triple G, according to 90% popular opinion or not, the fight should happen, in my opinion. Yeah, man, let's make that happen, bro. Let my man knock somebody's head off. Steve, Chicago, talk to us.
Yeah, hey, good morning, fellas. How you guys doing?
All good, man. How are you, Steve?
All right. Hey, there's no debating with Triple G. Like Mario said, that fight's going to happen, whether you want it or not. They're going to make that fight. But I got an issue with this Billy Joe fight. Nobody wants to see that Billy Joe, at least here in the States. You know, nobody. I like the idea. One of the other callers actually took what I was going to say, but why not do Jacobs again at 168? I heard an interview over the weekend where Jacobs was saying that he felt when his last fight with Chavez, he felt a lot better in the fight. So let's do it at 168, and then, you know, I think Jacobs actually could possibly win at 168. Because he was complaining about his weight.
Honestly, man,
I like that better than Billy Joe. That's all I'm saying.
No way.
Billy Joe, the only satisfaction we're going to get out of Billy Joe is he's going to look average. We're going to see Canelo take him out in like 6 rounds. You'll see.
That's not Canelo's problem. That's not Canelo's problem. No, don't like that because Jacobs needs to do something.
That Jacobs at 168 could be dope.
No. Jacobs lost to Dan. I mean, Jacobs lost to Canelo. Fights Chavez and gets a Canelo shot? No,
and
man.
He arguably beat Golovkin. So what are you talking about?
Who?
Jacobs.
Bro, come on, man. That's like 4 years ago on HBO. That shit don't even exist no more. That was a pay-per-view.
First of all, I'm not saying it exists. I'm just saying that, at this point, you can't.
It's not in the conversation. That's not even the same Golovkin anymore. All I'm saying is, bro, that's the same problem with Derevyanchenko. He lost to Jacobs and got a title shot with Gennady. Is not fair. Jacobs literally picked Chavez. Now you're saying he's going to come back, eventually fight Rosado and go to Canelo? No. First of all, that wasn't even close. That's where
my God, you're tripping.
That's where Canelo looked like he was in the Matrix, bro. Like, bro, he couldn't even get hit. Jacobs trying to hit him.
I scored it.
Miss.
I'm sorry. I thought you said the Canelo Golovkin part
no,
too. That
Jacobs
was close.
don't deserve.
No.
Bro.
The Jacobs wasn't that close at all. But it was a good fight though.
Y'all killing me. Jacobs finally was replying to me, and now me saying he probably ain't coming back on, man. Because you know, Like, no, man, he ain't do nothing.
And they teed you up for that one.
Bruh, listen, Billy Joe, and I'm no Billy Joe fan here. Like, I'm not trying to like
Pump him up.
beat the drums for him, but like,
Not for you.
he's better for the argument. As a Canelo fan and a proud debater, I love to debate. I need that Billy Joe scout.
Why?
He's young. He's in his prime. He's a 2-division champ with a solid resume. Solid resume. It ain't the best, but it's definitely
That man is 30
Listen,
years old.
Exactly. That's
And
young. That's young.
That's young.
That is young.
In boxing, that's young.
That is young.
Damn,
34.
I feel good at being
34,
33 then. Shit.
34,
You just made me
34.
feel really good.
No, listen, it's the truth. You just doing the wrong thing, you know? It's too late for you. It's too late for you to be in boxing because of your age now. Right. But if you were in boxing at this age, you're not old. Floyd wasn't old at 34.
Listen, I'll agree with this. He's not battle tested in the sense like he's worn out. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a young 30 for boxing. He's 29 and 0.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Come on,
and so I'll agree with you there. But first of all, 30 is still kind of old though.
He
for
don't
boxing.
He don't take punishment, man. Listen,
I'm not saying that's what I'm trying to say is he's not battle. I mean, I don't mean he's not battle tested and like he's never been tested or anything like that. What I mean is that he's not a beaten fighter. You know what I'm saying? Like, those 29 fights are 29 fights.
Yo.
There's some people that have had 20 fights and they look like they have 40 fights.
Give me this resume all day over Charlo. And no disrespect. I love you, Charlo. I want you on the show. I want to go to the new gym. But, like, Lemieux, Monroe, Andy Lee at that time, Chris Eubank, early, already John Ryder, who just made fucking everybody's little golden boy from the UK struggle, and Callum Smith, Gary O'Sullivan a long time ago.
That was when he was undefeated.
Nick Blackwell before Chris Eubank.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Nick Blackwell. Yeah, I'll give him Nick Blackwell.
Jared Fletcher before Daniel Jacobs. Come on. It's just y'all don't know boxing. Y'all don't know names. And I ain't speaking to you. I'm just saying in general. People don't know these names because you don't watch boxing. Like, you just started, and that's okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. This is a resume. Wow.
Exactly. At one point, I was you. I didn't know everyone's name. But, like, yo, Jared Fletcher fought not only did he fight Daniel Jacobs, but he also fought, I think, Trout and Glenn Tapia.
Yo, he went from Gary O'Sullivan to John Ryder, okay, and then he took on an undefeated fighter that I'm not very familiar with in Blandamura.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is, but then he fought Chris Eubank. You know what I'm saying? Andy Lee was a couple fights later, and then he just went on that Monroe Lemieux back-to-back, like, damn.
Nah, it's a
Yo,
decent
I'm not gonna lie,
resume.
it's definitely a good resume.
Listen.
It's a solid resume. You know what it kind of reminds me of? It reminds me of Golovkin's resume before everybody, like when everybody was starting to give him crap. Like, they didn't want to give him that credit for the guys that he had beaten. That's what it kind of feels like.
It will end the debate for the CYPs of the world. Oh, he only fights champions at 34 and 36 and 35. Well, this is it. This is it. You know, this is it.
I don't think they're looking for, and I'm not hating. I'm just giving their side of the argument. I don't think they're looking for a 30-year-old Billy Joe Saunders.
But brother, what is it that people want? They don't know boxing.
I don't know.
Let me tell you, if you're gonna beat Canelo,
I'm a Canelo fan.
If you're gonna beat Canelo, you're not gonna beat Canelo fighting him in the pocket like Triple G. That's why Triple G's losing.
Or being an inexperienced young fighter. You know what I'm saying? A fighter that hasn't been in the dogs in the trenches.
In my opinion, you need to be Billy Joe, who's on his toes, who could box, who could pivot, who can pump the jab, 3-4 jabs turn. You know?
Okay, so are you saying that of all four names that we mentioned, Billy Joe Saunders, David Benavidez, Caleb Plant, and Golovkin, that Billy Joe Saunders is the fighter that has the best chance of beating him? I'm not saying he will beat him. I'm saying it has the best chance.
Bro, I mean, Billy Joe Saunders got the most experience, man. He got the most experience, and he's been treated like an ASAP for a long time, so he got more experience under the lights. Like Callum Smith, his biggest fight was in versus old boy Groves. And then he struggled with Rada. Plant, his biggest fight is Ustatagi. And then his biggest fight was his hometown. but they're not equally on this level. Like, the pressures are not the same. Benavidez can't even speak of being on a big level. Like, bro, I'm just saying, for me, as a Canelo fan, I need that scalp on the resume to defend his resume. You understand? It's like, yeah, well, oh, he ain't never fight nobody. Well, shit, Billy's in his prime and he was a 2-division champ. That's it. Argument done. We walk away, drop Smite. You know what I mean? That's just another notch on the belt, though. Because Billy is for the people that don't accept. You see how all the fighters we interview accept and value greatly the Kovalev win? It's the hating callers that don't. So for the hating callers, you get Billy Joe. But for the people that know boxing, like the fighters that we interview, Kovalev is the greatest win that he got because he moved up all the divisions. But anyway, let me go to Stonebone Boxing. Talk to me.
What up? Oh, what up? What up? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. What up?
What up? Hey, we can. Hey, Mario just said that it was arguable that Danny won the Triple G fight. That's not arguable. It's arguable that Triple G won the first Canelo fight. And I know this is TBV Deportes, but I'm gonna break some news to y'all. Triple G won that first fight, bro. We can listen. Wilder lost that first fight, but he was given a draw. Triple G won that first fight, but Canelo was given a draw. We can money more than quarterback. I know this is this is Telemundo for boxing, but we can be honest about what happened in the past because what's in the record book is what it is. You know what I mean? We can know what we know and just be like, well, shit, the books say this, so that's what it is. So I'm cool with that. And it's gonna be an in-house fight because Canelo, paying him $30-something million and then paying a guy $10 million outside the house, you would rather pay somebody you already got under contract. The money is already in the system, and you put that fight together and you move forward. So that's why you might get a cut it.
At least we on the same page. I don't know about that first fight, but we on the same page with Billy Joe. TJ, what up? Good morning. What up, champ?
You hear me?
Yes.
Not much. Yeah, I'm confused though, man. If they gonna even let them, why would you? Because ain't Canelo getting like 30-something million per fight in general, regardless of, the 19 and all that. Like he gonna get that money. Like Billy Joe, what? When the reporter he supposed to get like 8 million. Like, are they gonna be able to do that?
I mean, everybody got to.
Billy Joe not a draw.
Yeah, but everybody got to do a restructure. Everybody got to do a restructure. So even if they don't cut Canelo pay, you're right. They probably gonna cut Billy Joe pay.
Man, I just don't. I think that for real, they saying that's what they want to do, but I don't think they want to pay that. But supposedly that's not a big name, man. I don't think he gonna get no. I just don't see it. Billy Joe's not a big name here. Like, just like how you was talking about his resume, I still wasn't impressed. Like, I've seen him fight. That's all that be mattering. Like, even when I go back and watch old fight, like, his style nice and everything, but I
mean, honestly, him and Plant, I think, have the better chance at beating, like, data boxers. Benavidez gonna bang with him, and it's gonna come down to, is he the bigger, stronger man? Which obviously he was as a kid. He was a heavyweight coming down, but he was a kid. He's a man now. Is he still a heavyweight? Does he have heavyweight power? Can he bang with Canelo? Is the youth gonna be an issue for Canelo? But like, I think the dangerous fights are the boxers. But that's me. I've always been a boxer first, dude.
You could be. You're right, and I'll say that the fights with the young cats are going to be much more dangerous as Canelo's career moves on. We got to remember this kid's been fighting since he was like 15. You know what I mean? Yeah. And he's been fighting grown men. So I don't know how much wear and tear he's going to have when he gets a little higher up there in age. I don't see this dude fighting at 38, 39, 40 like the Pacquiaos and the Mayweathers and the Hopkins. I don't think that happens at all. I think probably like 35, 36 he calls it. But that said, real quick, Stonebones, I want to make sure that I'm not saying I scored it for Danny. I had Golovkin against Jacobs, but nah, man, y'all are tripping because I remember doing the show right after the fight, and there were so many people who were like, "Yo, I had it for Jacobs." I didn't think Jacobs won, but a lot of people had it for him. Just like a lot of people have it for Golovkin in the second fight. You know, I don't think it's the majority. You know, and I definitely had Canelo in the second fight and the first fight, but I think they're both debatable for sure. If you're an unbiased person watching the fights.
TJ with another super chat says Plant got the power though. Billy is not impressive.
That's a good point.
I don't know. Yeah, Plant got more power than Billy. He got more power than Billy, but to say he's not impressive, Jesus, come on.
I wouldn't go that far, but he does have the power. And for a 168 shot for Canelo, you know, obviously went up against Kovalev, but you could talk about the age and you could talk about a lot of factors with that fight. To go against a young kid with power, you know, those guys, those are the types of fights where that fighter gets reckless, where he's willing to not even just go out on his shield, to go out with that last bang.
Yo, I think this disqualifies Brandon as caller of the year. He said he scored at 114, 113 for Jacobs.
That's what I'm saying. People have it for him.
I hope he ain't talking about Jacobs Canelo. Listen,
no,
man.
He's talking about Jacobs Golovkin.
Yeah, okay. I thought you was talking about Canelo when you said you had Jacobs winning.
Oh no! I was talking about
or something like that. Arguably, I don't know. Whatever.
No, he was talking about Jacobs Golovkin.
He ain't win none of them fights. He ain't win the Golovkin fight, or you know what? Actually, I remember Jacobs.
You know what? I was about to call you on that.
I remember Jacobs. You know what? I think I had it for Jacobs.
You did have it for Jacobs. Because I swear to God, I just remembered that.
Versus Gennady.
Yes.
Not Canelo.
Yes.
Because I remember interviewing him. I remember interviewing him in Brooklyn, and he's like, "Yo, did you even score?" I'm like, "Yeah, I scored it for you." Maybe that's because he said I didn't, so he must have heard it because he stayed listening. That's why he don't talk to me like that.
Because when we were there, when we did it, man, I don't even remember who the hosts were. I want to say it was, damn, I don't remember. But the host, everybody had it for Golovkin. Very tight, and you had it for Jacobs, and then somebody called in and scored it a wide score for Golovkin, and you just shitted on him bad. Like, people were talking about that for like days. They were laughing because, like, I mean, you almost made him cry. I don't remember who it was. I'm gonna go back and listen to that show because, first of all, that was a really good show if I don't remember it. But yeah, it's so funny because the whole time I was like, people scored it for Jacobs. It was surprising, but people scored it for Jacobs. But you were the one that scored it for Jacobs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure if we go back and watch it, the knockdown is gonna be it's gonna be the issue. It's gonna be why you can't give it to him. But you know, at 168, he's got to do more than fight freaking Chavez. Anybody, you know, Caleb Plant would love to fight Chavez.
Come on, bro.
No,
that
man, bro,
worked
nothing.
hard for his career. He deserves that pay.
Bro, yo, what's his greatest win? Derevyanchenko?
I mean,
Peter Quillin? Like, come on, what you mean?
Peter
He's worked hard, yo.
Quillin.
And this is what I'm saying.
Don't take that Peter Quillin fight away from him. That was a showdown.
I'm not taking it away, but this is what I'm saying.
That man in one round.
Listen, this is what I'm saying. I'm not taking it away. You got 2 wins, so does Charlo. You got to separate yourself. You've been at this longer.
That's what I'm saying. But he deserves that Chavez fight. He deserves that opportunity to kind of kick up the feet,
let him earn it.
Pound the young old man and get his payday. And guess what it does? It raises his name and his value to the point where that Charlo fight, now there's a clearer A side in that fight.
Listen,
and it's Jacobs.
That's all good.
After the Chavez fight, for sure.
That's all good. They gave him the Chavez fight. That is his reward for what he's done. You don't get double.
That's what I'm saying.
You don't get a double whammy reward. You talking about right off of Chavez, get Canelo in September? No.
All right,
bruh. It wouldn't be fair. Fine. Like, imagine Caleb Plant. Imagine Al comes to Plant and says, "Well, Caleb, this is the plan. We're gonna put you in there with Chavez, and after you beat him is Canelo." He's like, "What? Hell yeah!"
No, you have it completely twisted. Jacobs already did the things that he needed to do to be where he's at to deserve these fights.
Yo,
yes,
Mario, listen. When you lose, you reset. What do you mean? You lost to Gennady, reset. You lost to Canelo, reset. So when you lost to Gennady, look, you had to build your way back to Canelo. Now you lost to Canelo, you got to build your way back to Canelo or Gennady. You don't just get a tune-up versus Chavez, who everyone knows you was going to beat.
You don't have to fully reset like that. Look at Austin Trout, bro. You're the one who's saying, oh, he's a fight or two away from a big welterweight fight. Like, what are you talking about? That he's brand new at welterweight. So then he should be going through the gauntlet then, by your standards.
Yo, he got 2 fights with Impact. Mario using wrong example. He got 2 fights with Impact, which obviously are going to be the build-ups. Then a welterweight fight. You know what I'm saying? A real welterweight fight. We just interviewed him. You know he got 2 fights with Impact. He can't get a Josecito on Impact. He talking about Robert Amenasa, and I've never downed it. So all I'm saying is, yes, some people need to build their way back to a shot. We got 2 super chats. TJ says, I'm just saying, Canelo gonna be on top of him, bruh. On top of who? On top of who? Israel says, Billy Joe Saunders bikes 12 rounds, loses 11. Pulev in 3. Hashtag I said it.
Yeah, that definitely could be the way it goes. And I think that's the problem people have with BJS. He's not inspiring. Like, I get what you're saying, that the boxers often give fighters the most trouble, but it's like, what does that fight ultimately look like? You know what I'm saying? Like even if it is like an 8-4 fight, which is kind of a stretch, like, what do those 4 rounds look like? You know what I mean? It's probably going to end up being like 10 rounds that you could have either definitely given Canelo or possibly given Canelo, like swing rounds. And then that means that BJS wins 1, maybe 2 definitive rounds, if that. So, I just feel like, he's just an uninspiring choice. But I don't know. I get it. And as far as Jacobs goes, I don't think that he's a guy that has to fully reset. I hear where you're coming from to fight Chavez, and beat the brakes off him the way he did. Like that'll be a fun fight for anybody with Jacobs. Okay. And so for him to have to fully reset, moving up in class, and especially because he struggled with the weight for so long. But I don't know. I still think that ultimately we're going to get BJS and Golovkin. So, it really doesn't matter. But, there's still fights to come. It would be great if Jacobs got himself in the mix, even if it's not a Charlo, even if it's, really anybody else, I guess.
Real quick, Trey in the Bay, talk to me. Hey. Oh, there she go. You there? You there? All right. I guess just listening. All right. So next GT. Oh, there she go. What up? What in the world?
Oh, I said I was just listening, Ness.
All right. So Ness GTO, Instagram and Twitter. Definitely check us out on Patreon. We got 2 things scheduled. Before 7 p.m., we want to go live to do the live show on the post that we put out for you guys. You should know what we're talking about. So we're going to find a time that's convenient for both of us and be back. And then obviously we have Untitled at 7 p.m. So catch us on the next one. Ness GTO, Instagram and Twitter. Oh, damn.
At Martin McGee on Twitter. At Martin McGee on Instagram. Peace.
Let me go to Decatur, Georgia. What up, Lizlo?
Hey, what's happening, man? My bad for coming in late, man. Out here slanging these packages. But shout out to everybody. Hey, good show. I'm not a Billy Joe Saunders fan, so it's a F him. I ain't gonna say the whole word. But if Canelo do fight him, I want Canelo to F him up. You feel me? But I ain't mad at a Caleb Plant, and I ain't mad at a Benavidez fight neither. But it's either way, man. Long as he get in the ring and swing, you know how I feel about it. So let's just make something happen, man. Y'all be easy. Shout out to Baldy, Stone Bone, we're cracking.
Boomerang, J-Matt.
Yo, Ness.
Yo,
give my call to Stonebone, man. I'm training somebody.
The trainer. Stainless Boomerang.
Yeah, now that I had time to listen to the show, I wouldn't mind the Billy Joe Saunders fight. I mean, I don't want to see the Triple G fight. He's just too old now. You know, I like Triple G. Ness, you did pick Triple G. I mean, you picked Jacobs in the Triple G fight. Boxing MD lost his mind that night because I think like Josh from Carolina called in or something, or Brandon, and just went in and said something that just had him about to cry in that bitch. I'm sorry, in that. But yeah, I'd rather see the Billy Joe Saunders fight or the Callum Smith fight. You know what I'm saying? If he gonna stay on the zone side, I'm pretty sure that fight could be made. Like if Jacobs, he need a belt or something at 168. I need to see something from him. You know what I'm saying? At 168, besides that, I guess exhibition fight against Chavez Jr. So that's all I got. Make sure you push that thumbs up. Share this in every episode. It's like 172 people watching, but it's only 97 likes or 100 likes or something like that. Like it after the show, before the show, call your friends, tell them we on YouTube so they can get their tidbit, and then still go to Patreon. Get the $3, the $5, $15, I don't care. Get something, man. Show some love. And shout out to El Camino. Peace.
Stone Bone. Stone Bone.
Hey, I'm gonna go back and listen to that show that you did talking about a trilogy with Holyfield and Tyson, and these dudes talking about I'm getting motivated for that. I want to. Even Mario talking about I'm getting starting to get. And now all of a sudden Triple G too old. We got, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. We running around here talking about we want to see Tyson and Holyfield. These dudes 55 years old, ain't fought in 15, 20 years. But we supposed to get hyped for that, but we can't somehow feel something for Triple G versus Canelo. I don't really want to. That's not like the top of the list fight for me. And then Mario, how you gonna sit here talking about if you were an unbiased fan watching Canelo and Triple G won, you scored it for Canelo? How was you unbiased?
I didn't say that. I literally said if you were an unbiased fan, you would have scored. It would have been close to score. That's what I said, literally.
And you said it would be close to score.
You stay messing up what I say.
No, listen, we can play it back. Your exact
play it back. Play it back.
Listen, let me finish. You said if you were an unbiased fan, but you were sitting there with your Mexican flag while you was watching Canelo fight.
Yeah, he's right. He's not wrong. No, he's not. But listen,
everybody in his house was rooting for Canelo.
No, they were. But I'm not gonna lie though. Listen, I said the opposite of what he said. I said I scored both fights for Canelo, but if you're an unbiased fan, then you know that they were close to score. That's exactly what I said. I might have said like they were tough to score or something like that, but yeah, go back and play that back because I literally and he messed me up too when he said that I scored it for Jacobs. I didn't score it for Jacobs. I scored it for Golovkin.
Hell no. He mad because I get the better fights. He mad because they still like me more. He mad because I got better numbers. He mad because he can't beat Keith Thurman. That's why he mad. Hell no. So once when I get on that stage and I come at you, better not duck me, son. You better not duck me, son.
Yo, I was just listening, but yo, you can give my boomerang to Stone Bone. I want to hear the rest of that.
All right, Stone Bone, get ready. We're going to go out to King Born. Talk to me.
Like I said, it might be good. You know what I'm saying? Like Canelo got 2 fights and everything. But is he going to fight Dimitri Bivol? Is he going to campaign at 175, or he going to campaign at 168? But you know it'll be a hell of a fight. You think Canelo going to get that David Benavidez fight, or David Benavidez going to get that fight, or Caleb Plant? I want to see Canelo in with a slick boxer. The last slick boxer he faced was Floyd. You know what I mean?
Oh, so Jacobs ain't slick no more. Jacobs ain't slick no more because he beat him.
Nah, man, he ain't
Laura ain't slick no more because he beat him. Laura ain't slick because he beat him, huh?
Years ago, Nets. Come on, brother. You know that was years ago, Nets. Come on, man. When the last time we fought somebody like in the last fight? on, man. You can't be. He's nice. I love Canelo, but let's see what he can do with Caleb Plant and David Benavidez.
Bruh, let David
You know what I mean?
Benavidez
Let's
and
see
Caleb
that,
Plant
man.
fight each other. Let David Benavidez and Caleb Plant fight each other. Why Canelo gotta have every fighter in the world name on his resume, but nobody gotta fight nobody? He gotta fight everybody.
No. I agree with you. No, let them fight, but after that, let them fight somebody. You know what I mean? You know, because you know he ain't gonna fight Andrade. Nobody want to fight Andrade. That's why I
Andrade ain't
say
did
Andrade
nothing.
ain't getting that Canelo.
Andrade ain't did nothing, man. He the king of beating up D-level dudes and C-level dudes, man. Where his B-level win at? Who's a B-level win? Who? Wait, Mario, you a hardcore. Help them out. Who's his B-level win?
No, I can't think of anybody.
So I'm not even gonna talk about A-level win, man. And I don't got BoxRec pulled up. I would, man. Who? Willie Nelson? Brian Rose? Luke Keeler? Who? So I don't even know how to pronounce Macio Salavsky's name. Come on, man. Who? Andre. Oh, Andre. Somebody in the chat. Somebody, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Andre, the king of the division. How you the king, man? Like, that's why I don't come on the show. People don't like that I tell the truth. Who the fuck you beat to be the king, man? I gotta go, man. I ain't got time to be teaching you about boxing, bro. For real. King. How you the king? You who crowned him? Yo, who he beat? Who he beat for his first world title? Mario, go.
I don't know. Who did he beat?
Exactly. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Brian Rose, maybe?
It wasn't no Brian Rose.
You laughing? I'm dead ass.
No, it was no Brian. It wasn't Brian Rose. Stop that.
Oh man.
It wasn't. Listen, you know what? I'll look it up.
No, I'm looking it up too. Now I'm looking it up too. I'm gonna go.
No, it wasn't Brian Rose.
Right,
I thought you were trolling, and you're serious.
We about to
That's
see.
cool. Let's check it out.
I'm jumping into the division by not typing and just using BoxRec. Damn, man. Why you want me to log in too?
Oh, I hate when they do that.
Where are we? Where is he? Daniel. Who we looking for? We looking for Andre?
Yeah.
Andre. Damn, I'm in the wrong division. Jeez.
Bro, what are you doing over
Let
there?
me just type it. Gee, I was trying to use
myself.
BoxRec. I was trying to use BoxRec without going to Google first. You know what I mean?
Oh, I got you. Let me see. It was not no Brian. Oh my God. No, it wasn't Brian Rose.
Who?
It was Vanez.
Vacant.
Okay, fine,
so
but it was
what about
Vanez.
the second time? Oh, so he a 2-time vacant champ?
Yo, you're a hater. You know what's funny too? It's like everybody comes on and tells you how good Andrade is and how like he's the most feared man. And
so he won the vacant at 154 versus Marosian, and then he won the vacant versus Dario Fabio.
Whoa. Andrade went down in the first round against Marosian?
Yeah.
Do I not remember that fight?
He's been down. He's been down more than one time.
Yo, I need to go watch. No, I'm not saying he hasn't, but I was in the building for that fight. Like, I don't know. How do I not remember that?
Oh, wasn't this other one vacant too when he fought Akinwande? Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
Yo, stop playing with me, bro. Yes, it was. Billy Joe tested positive and he had to fight for a vacant. Stop it. I'm just saying, man. I gotta go.
I don't even see that fight,
bro. Walter Akinwande, dog.
Yeah, I found it.
Yo, the red coats are coming.
It was definitely vacant. Bruh. Oh my God.
Yeah, listen, but you know, yo, 2-time vacant champ, and people say I'm a hater. Like that's how. But that
still doesn't like.
It does mean something because 95%. Listen to me. 95% of the time when you fighting for a vacant, you're not fighting the best in the division. You're not even fighting.
Why is
you're not even fighting. You're not even fighting. You're not even fighting like arguably considered one of the best in the division.
Okay, that's fine. But listen, if you look at the Freddie Hernandez, actually, it was later. It was like the Brian Rose. That might have been his fault. Like that part of his career, the 2013-14, like he could have got himself a Charlo fight.
Exactly.
It was scheduled for December.
And guess
okay,
what
but
would
what
have
I'm saying
happened?
since then,
Guess what would
though,
have happened? Guess what would have happened? Win or
he went to
lose, win or lose, he would have. No, I don't care. I don't care what actually happened and why he
Oh, my
didn't get.
bad.
Win or lose, he would have got more fights. Because that's how
No,
it is.
you're right.
That's how it is. You undefeated. You lost once. Now the next person wants to give you a shot. They want you on their
They
resume.
want that easy money. But if
Yeah.
you win, then you got that clout.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Bro,
No,
like-
you're not wrong. But at the same time, listen, he has developed a reputation amongst hardcores that's like
Hardcores that don't know
it's
nothing
almost
about
like a
boxing.
folklore.
They don't know
Yeah.
nothing about boxing. Yo, Andre's the best skill. Did you see
What
him
you
in the Luke
talking
Keeler
about?
fight?
Chris Algieri picked this man over everybody in the division.
Listen to me. And you want me to tell you something? Oh, man, let me put my face here, man. Fuck all this shit. Bruh. Chris Algieri trains with his trainer. Remember, I got interviews where Andre was being trained by Andre Rozier, and he used to call him his nephew. And guess who's being trained by Andre Rozier? Chris Algieri. You know what I mean? They go back. Algieri's from
But he
Huntington,
wasn't
New
the
York.
only one, though.
Let me
We've
give
had
you
like
more
3 or 4
information.
guys in the last 2 weeks.
Algieri's
All the
from
fighters keep
Huntington.
telling you. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Algieri's from Huntington, and this other kid is from Providence. Come on, man. That's like right there to each other.
Okay, but all I'm saying is that every single fighter that comes on, they say that, this kid is strong. Nobody fights like him. Like they keep telling you that people are scared of him behind the scenes.
Listen to me. If I had every single person's opinion, I wouldn't be doing this show. That's why I'm me.
I feel you. I'm just saying that when these fighters say something, you have to listen.
People come here and say that Bud is the best in the world. That he's the best welterweight without proving it, but he got knocked down by Mean Machine. And that's what every fighter that comes on here says.
But just because they say it doesn't mean they're wrong.
And that's what I'm saying. Just because you saying it don't make it right, don't make it wrong or right. And so I don't have to. It don't matter to me who's saying what. Because I gotta get my own opinion. That's all.
You're right. It's the same thing like with NO. He said stainless body. Me, I said go and watch the tape. You know what I'm saying? Report back.
Damn,
right?
why you taking little baby stabs at Stain, man? I'm trying to sign
it's
him.
more about NO.
I'm trying to get Stainless a rematch. Not a rematch, but a comeback fight. You know what I'm saying? With Izzy. You know what I mean?
Damn, that's fire.
Yeah, because I mean, I think Izzy.
You know how to do this thing, bro. You with Border Wars, and with it, you're a matchmaker for real.
Yeah,
you could have done that. You could have done that.
Listen, I could go other routes. We could do Stainless Giddy. Do that. But I'm just like,
Detroit versus Harlem.
I'm just trying to float some ideas out there, see what sticks, man. But we got to go. Nets GTO, Instagram, and Twitter. Catch us on the next one. Actually, I got to give Intrigue his boomerang. Man. We done spark. He said, yo, I was just listening, but the conversation done sparked him. Go ahead, Intrigue.
I don't even know who that is.
Nah. I gave my boomerang to Stone Bone. You know who I am, No Smoke.
Oh, all right, Stone Bone, talk to us.
Oh yeah. I see Mario. His memory don't work at all today. He's talking about he ain't say he. Listen, I understand that Hispanic culture where you kind of root for your own, but you can't act like you unbiased. Pull out your scorecards. There's very rarely that I hear you pick against the Latin fighter. That's a Latin bias. If we out of the 100 fights we done talked about, the Latino fighter you picked 99.9% of the time. Pull out your scorecards for Canelo. You said an unbiased person had his close. Your scorecard was 8-4. So what was it? Was you not? Was you biased, or are you not the unbiased judge? And it's okay that you don't want to accept it. You know what I mean? You want to talk like you analytical and you fair and you giving a great analytical breakdown, and then you talk all of that, and then after you said it, but I'm basically picking the Mexican guy or the Latin guy. So sometimes some of the stuff you say was just a waste of hearing you talk for a minute.
Yo,
okay, wait. He's not gonna shit on me at the end of this show without me. Okay, hold on. No, damn, this is gonna be bad. The longer I take, the more it looks like he got me. No, he's wrong because judging is relative to the person doing the judging. So even if I score a fight 8-4, 9-3, but can recognize that a lot of those rounds are swing rounds and they are based on the judgment of the judge and his judgment, then I can also simultaneously understand that it's a close fight. Damn, I got him back. That was good. That made perfect sense, right?
But
that made perfect sense.
Do you always vote for the Mexican?
I don't always vote for the Mexican.
Did you pick Chavez over Jacobs?
Hell nah, man. Hell nah. But I don't like Chavez either. So, but
did you pick Joet Gonzalez over Shakur?
Did I pick who?
Joet Gonzalez over Shakur Stevenson.
Nah.
What else can I remember?
Nah, what else could you do? Oh man, I know one, but I'm not gonna say it because then that would prove the point.
How long ago?
Like 4 years
Yo,
ago.
check that number. Who's that? 210? I don't have the sheet.
Oh shoot, I'm sorry. I stopped looking. Oh damn, we got a bunch.
Nah, just one.
Okay.
Unless I gotta refresh.
Yeah, you gotta refresh them because there's like 3 of them.
No, we went to that's.
Got you. Yeah,
just the 210.
Okay.
I already went to Kingborn.
Okay, so that is. Let me see. That's James Valdez.
Oh, James, what up? I'm gonna learn
San Antonio.
that one. I'm gonna learn that one by heart. See, I know the other guys by heart. Whoa, got a little background there. What's up, James?
No, I had a question off topic, Nick. I was wondering about Border Wars. When's the next Border Wars? When are y'all gonna do that? Where y'all gonna do that at?
Man, bro, we were scheduled for July 18th for Vegas. I mean, if they open up Vegas, we could do later in July. But we don't know. It's COVID, man. Travel and everything is kind of off, man. I could always find out what's up with my gym and do it here in Jersey, but we kind of like to travel a little bit, take it around. So it's just a matter of COVID, to be honest with you. But you're not the only one, bro. People wanted to come back, man.
Have you ever thought about San Antonio?
Well, we just did it in San Antonio. Where we were at? What was that? What is that considered?
Dallas.
Oh, that was Dallas. San Antonio is what, like 8 hours from there? 4?
About 4. Yeah, about
5.
3 or 4. Oh, 5. Wow.
Damn. So you can't land in Fort
Yeah, because
Worth?
Robert Garcia's got a gym out here.
Yeah, he does.
You can't land in Fort Worth to get to San Antonio?
Nah, it's a drive.
Damn. I never even. So what's that airport? I went to San Antonio. Wasn't that where the Broner fight was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
That's
far
exactly
is that
what it
for
was.
you, Mario? That's probably why
2
Mario
hours.
never.
2
2
hours.
hours? Damn.
Yeah.
You should have showed up.
2.5 maybe.
Yeah. All right. Well, so I did go to. I've been to San Antonio before. Yeah, it's just a matter of the gym. I know Robert having a gym doesn't necessarily mean anything. We got to get him to actually say yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot of gyms out here.
Yeah, I mean, as long as we get the clearance, but we could definitely, I mean, if you want to be our contact guy in San Antonio, we can see because all our Texas guys, I'm going to go ahead and put you on mute. All our Texas guys, that'll make it easier for them and cheaper for them. And we have a lot of Texas fighters, to be honest with you. That's why we did it in Texas the last time. So, yeah, man, it's a matter of economics, bro, where it makes most sense for most fighters. And the only issue with that, James, is that we pretty much have the card made. Like, we could add more people, but we got like 7 fights already. So
real quick, Trenton Jones got a super chat, and he said Stone both finish him, which is hilarious because, man, he almost did. I'm not going to lie, he had him in the corner, but I rolled out, I put an angle on him, and I got him at the last minute because my point was
he want to
valid.
counterpunch himself. TJ, what up?
Oh, man. I think he's... Is he?
Yeah,
is he wanting to counterpunch for him or Stonebone?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. Ask him.
TJ.
TJ, scale of 1 to 10. How bad did I body Stonebone in the last one?
-5, big dog. Yo,
Yeah, dog.
yo, that was hilarious. But I was working, but Ness, you perfect, bro. You was just talking about everybody that's real fighters always talk about how he beat Kovalev, and then in the next sentence you say, I don't care about nobody's opinion when it comes to how these fighters feel about these people. You can't use that argument, bro, on one way and then do it wrong the other way, bro. That ain't gonna
I'm
hold
just
up.
saying, I still need the same way. Look, the whole world was campaigning for Gennady, not me. You know, I needed those real tests, man. I need them real tests. I need that, man. I've always been that guy. And that's why I'm saying, like, yo, even Plant. Let Plant and Benavidez do their thing. That way, nobody got to say they was untested because, you know.
You don't think Plant proved it?
Just with one win? With Jose Estatigi. He ready for Canelo. Wow, man. I wish I would have went into fighting, bruh. That's like, you only need one win? That's all you need? And let's not forget, Estatigi was beaten before. It wasn't like he undefeated. I mean, come on. Guys.
I think Plant. Okay, let me ask you a question.
And Plant is my dude. How many times do I get him on here? But like, yo, I'm just look. When he gave us his own reasons why he ain't take the fight the first time, but yo, he got business with Benavidez. It would only make that Canelo fight bigger.
I'm just saying he's the one that we see at 168 as the best. Like I don't know. I'm really not feeling this.
Is he? But is he the best with every other champ? I mean, it's literally 4 champions and a money fight. 4 champions and a money fight. You got Callum Smith, Billy Joe Saunders. Yo, it's crazy. This is what I'm saying. Yo, my man is forced to feed 2 divisions. Yo, come on, fight Charlo. Come fight Andre. Come fight Callum. Come fight Billy. Come fight Jacobs. Come fight Plant. Like, Jesus Christ. Is boxing only Canelo? Oh my God, they calling me fucking Telemundo and ESPN Deportes. It seems like he is boxing. Jesus, no Canelo, no life is what it sounds like. He got to fight everyone and give their kids their quinceañera too, parece. Like, he got to do it all. He got to fight you, marry you off, buy you your first house. Like, come on, man. Jesus. No way, yo. Plant got his own trajectory with PBC, and that's supposed to be Benavidez. Now you see Samson Lewickovich pumping the brakes, and it's like, yeah. No. That's the way that we were supposed to go. Let's get that unification. We don't have a... Yo, it's funny. Per division, we pick and choose how we view the division. So at 168, Plant is the clear winner. But at 47, you know, you don't got to do nothing. Like, so who's the winner at 47? Who's the clear winner? Who's the clear winner at 35 with all those names? Is it Vasil or is it Tank? Is it Haney? Like, it's so many names. Like, they got to fight each other. It's not right, man. But anyway, man, I'm out of here. That's everybody. That's all the super chats, all the boomerangs. That's GTO, Instagram, and Twitter. That took like another 50 minutes, all those extra calls.
I know, for real. At Maury Mugia on Twitter, at Maury Mugia on Instagram. And yeah, man, Stonebone. It's all good, bro. You win some, you lose some. Peace.
Peace.